Hey, how's it going out there? It is Wednesday. We call that Wednesday Warriors. Special show tonight. Stick with us, share, like, send this to your friends. You will not get a show like we're going to be giving you tonight about something that is coming up. So thank you for joining us on Patriots Inside the Wire. Let's go and let's check out the show. Thanks.
Giving a voice to the voiceless. We share the stories behind our freedoms and the ultimate sacrifice of those who protect us all. This is Patriots Inside the Wire.
Patriot is someone who was willing to give his life for his country and served honorably in Iraq.
Signed our names with no regrets. Only wanted to be the best that we could be. And we wanted this and nothing more than to be true down to the core. We thought we'd live forever, but when the full moon is bright and the wind blows just right, I can hear your voice on the wind.
I should have left it. I think that's on a perfect day, man. But you know what? It's really more all these words out here.
21 guns into the night till we meet again on the other side. 21 guns, this is goodbye till we meet again on the other side. Yeah, 21 guns.
Beautiful thing to see the family and friends come together and honor his life and his service to our country.
It's great to see you guys out here. This is awesome, really.
Welcome to the Patriots Inside the Wire broadcast, hosted by Gold Star mom, Tracy Two-Step.
Hey, how's it going out there? I'm going to bring us on into the show. Patriots Inside the Wire. We've got a lot going on. I see your comments rolling in. We have a couple of veterans on here tonight, and later we will have Mr. Scotty Hasting. And right now, what I'd like to do is bring on and just roll right into it. I think you might know who this guy is, Mr. John Swat, here in Texas. How are you doing there, Mr. Swat?
I'm doing good. How are you, Miss Tracy?
I'm doing great. You're going to have to talk really loud tonight. We got a lot of people in here, so I am doing excellent. I am going ahead with this SWAT. We have veteran Mr. Mike Corrado. He is joining us tonight. Mike, I was able to catch up a little bit with him, and I can't wait to get into more because Herostock is what led me to you, but the military is also a lane that we all are going to have in common, right? So how's it going right now for you, Mike?
It's going great. I retired from the Marine Corps just a couple of years ago, and I've always wanted to work in music and do music full time once I finally got to the other side of the DD-214, so to speak. But yeah, I just spent just under 30 years in the Marine Corps. I played before I went in, and then after I did about 5 years, I got out, and then I did music full time, and then 9/11 happened, and I came back, and the adventure kind of started from there. But we're here in Shelbyville, Tennessee, just outside of Nashville area, We built an amazing studio here, and we're working lots of events and projects with folks at Harmony Hill, which is the studio. But then this is also where we run A Hero Records, which is a little independent record label, specifically for veteran and first responder artists.
Oh,
So,
nice.
we do that, and we do some music therapy programs, and, looking forward to getting in on Herostock and, getting to hang out with a bunch of great veterans and play some songs and just be out there and having a great day.
Yeah, I know, right? So on Patriots Inside the Wire, everyone out there right now, that is the show that you're on, also with Heroes Media Group. So you can check us out there, follow for the show. We have a lot going on, so stand by for everything that's coming up. You're going to be glad that you did. I can already see backstage. So I'd like to let Mike give us a little bit more about what is going on with you as far as music. I heard that. So music was always there for you. And then the military, and you mentioned 9/11 too, correct?
Yeah.
Yes.
So, I played music all my life, and then when it came time, I wrapped up high school. I was looking at different colleges. One of them was East Carolina, which is a big music school. It's also a big party school. And then the other one was the Citadel, and I didn't really know much about it, but I went down for a visit. I fell in love with Charleston, South Carolina, in the Low Country, and just all the things that the beautiful sights down there. It was just awesome. So I wound up going to a military school, and every once in a while I'd kind of sneak out and go play in some of the bars down in Charleston. And but after that, went into the Marine Corps, still playing music. I brought a guitar on deployment with me when I went places and stuff like that. So it was a lot of fun. I wish I had better recording technology back then, so you could document some of that stuff a little bit better. But it makes for great memories. So
Hey, you know what? I think the same thing. I'm glad you said that. If we had had that technology, some of that, I'm a different reason, but I really wish I had some of that. I'm glad for what I did have, but what little bit I have for my son, or, every generation, someone in the family that serves SWAT there has been at the same dirt and the same base, familiar with Fort Stewart. So I noticed at Herostock, I'm going to point this out. We've got Mr. Steiner backstage too. I noticed this. Did you notice how many Marines compared to Army we got going on at Herostock, everybody? I actually do, because I've been doing a lot of this work, and it's been so great to talk with everyone and to just understand, and doing the press release and getting everything from multiple musicians that are working on Herostock. You're giving your time. You're taking away, like, from whatever it is you're doing. You're all going to come to a stage, and we're talking, it's 11 now. It is 11 veteran, and 2 of those are veteran families that are actually going to be singing. It's a full lineup, Mike. And, a lot of them I actually do know. There's a couple that recently I just met, just like you, Mike. And I was like, you know what? Like, this has been great. I just appreciate you, and I thank you for everything that you've done in coming on the show like this and playing a show out there. That show is August 3rd. It's in Lebanon. And I said it like that on purpose because that's how we say it. I'm from Nashville. So I will get in trouble if I say it like Steiner says it. Mr. Steiner is from Herostock, by the way, for everyone out there listening and watching. Remember, we will be a podcast, and we are right now live viewing. So again, Herostock is August 3rd, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. I want everybody to know you're invited. It is very family friendly. It's a public event. You're always saying, how can we support? Well, here you go. You won't find a stage where someone like Jason Steiner that's putting on Herostock decided to put 11 of these veterans on the stage. And so I'm rolling through this, and I'm just like, this is amazing. the organizations that are jumping up, the resources, the families coming together, the bonding moment of it is amazing. And then to me, my music, I always say, is medicinal. So music's kind of that therapy approach. I swear I want a shirt. Music is medicinal. Like I say it, I bet every show. People are going to teach me. How about you, Mike?
Well, yes. The short answer and the main answer is yes. It is absolutely therapeutic. There's an artist. I was stationed in Hawaii. I was at Camp Smith, and there was an ukulele player. His name is Jake Shimabukuro, and he is just one of the most amazing ukulele players. But going to his shows, looking at some of his merch he had on there, music is good medicine, and I was just like, yes. That's exactly how how it is. If I could back up real quick, you were talking about Herostock and you got some veteran artists but Lebanon, this is Nashville, some of these veteran artists aren't just like, some of your local veteran artists. You got Sal Gonzalez just absolutely killed at his Opry debut. Just killed.
Love it.
And Scotty Hastings, he's going to be coming up at the Opry. He's out there. His songs are amazing. I was so excited when both Jason and Shannon Book, who's also going to be there, and Scotty got to stop by the studio, and we just got to hang out and catch. It's the first time I met Scotty, but just like in our community and our family, it's you make fast friends because you've all shared, you've all shared in it, good, bad, or indifferent. You've all shared some of the same things now. But yeah, this one is going to be, incredible. I'm just happy that Jason asked me to come be there and, get to sit on the stage with those guys and play some songs, tell some stories, meet some folks, see some friends. It's just an amazing family atmosphere.
It really is. It really is. And so I actually had Sal on recently. Blew me away. Listen, everybody. July 28th, there's just a lot going on, right? Someone's going to be at the Grand Ole Opry, and that is very, very special to me. Like where I grew up in my history, we won't get into me. We're here for you. That floor, oh my goodness. I said to Sal recently, I said, did you like kiss it? Or was it like what kind of moment were you having? And he was laughing at me and he's like, oh, it was no big deal. And that's Sal. He's just laid back. And I was like, that circle right there is like, it's
sacred ground.
It is sacred. Thank you. It is sacred. Yes. So I am from Nashville. I grew up there. So a lot of the locations you're mentioning and about musicians, I agree with you. I want to make sure that everyone listening, everyone that gets the information about Herostock, whether you served or not, whether it's something you like or you don't, I guarantee you this event at Herostock, number one, there's multiple genres, right, Mike? Between R&B, country, rock, everybody's going to have something there for them. The food, the vendors, you will not find. And then Steiner, I'm like, Steiner's the president of Herostock. And, I had him on and we're talking. And last one, he's like, oh, by the way, we changed the price. I'm like, what? So Gold Star families, military, our veterans, active duty, first responders, you get in free at Herostock, which is August 3rd, again, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. in Lebanon. And I said that on purpose because that's how you say it. Lebanon, Tennessee, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. And that's Herostock. The music genres are amazing. Like I love a lot of different types of music. And the funny thing is they'll say, well, Tracy, what kind of music do you like? I'm like, good music. That I just like really good music. So listen, Mike, I'm with you. This whole day for Herostock. I don't know if you want to support our veterans, our first responders, and that's the reason you go, then come on out. If it's you coming because you want to hear some music that you'll never, I promise you, unless Jason goes crazier on us and like decides he's going to do even bigger in Nashville and has 20 on the stage, you never know. He might decide to do a 3-day event. I'm going to get him into Texas too. But 11 different artists on one stage that day. So, and when I saw the lineup, Mike, I'm like, even you, like your music. So, you know, I love it. And I love everything that you're doing too out there with your organization. So, and it's very beautiful, by the way, where you're at. I really feel like I wish I was at your studio right now. It's amazing.
Yeah, we were out there. I've been in here. We were doing some drum tracking today. And we took a break and we walk out, and we're on completely wooded area, just surrounded, you know, by woods and country. And we've got a nice hill and the pond, and we go out there, and you've got the deer, and you've got we probably had about eight little turkeys that, you know, some of the new crop that's coming up. So it's all part of the Harmony and Harmony Hill, and it's kind of, you know, kind of goes back to that whole therapeutic and recuperative, you know, facets of music. You know?
Yeah, I'm with you on it. Every bit of it. I love it. You know what we want to do right now, Mike? I see the guitar. When I see a guitar up, that means it's music time. There's nothing better than live music and watching someone pick up that guitar, and it's like, let's talk about the music. What I'd like to do, and I have a picture here too, I'll show everyone. What song are you going to do tonight, Mike?
I'm going to do a song called Lucky One.
Okay.
And this, it's something I started writing when I was in Iraq, and just kind of over the course of a couple years time, and the, you know, the operational tempo of people just doing back-to-back deployments and being away from their families. And, you know, you have, there's a lot that can happen over that time. And, but it's a song I wrote, you know, it's pretty personal to me. And I'm going to pull my AirPods out and see if I can go onto because I don't know how it's going to sound playing like that.
Well, Mike, you have this stage right now. So we have some people backstage. We're all going to be listening, including me. I'm letting you have the stage. So you go for it. I hate to interrupt, but the mic is not connected there, Mike. Your actual mic is not on. I didn't want to interrupt you, but I was like, I want to make sure I'm correct here.
All right, how about that? Can you hear me now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You've got it now. Thank you. Thank you.
All right. This is a song called Lucky One. Billy Ray has been a friend of mine for going on 20 years. We've seen the best sometimes and the worst bar fights fueled by women, booze, and beer.
But lately things don't seem the same since you've been back from the war. He said, I'll tell you, my friend, I'm scared to death. I don't know me anymore. I feel like I'm one step from the last step, from the bottom. And I've got one hand, it's on the bottle. I've got one hand, and it's on my gun. I've got one round, it's in the chamber. Yeah, they call me the lucky one. Yeah. Said it happened real fast in the blink of an eye. Lost 3 of my friends to the blast in the night, and ever since then I ain't been right. That's 3 brave souls who are never coming home. Whose kids only really get to know their daddies through stories only others get to tell. And I feel like I'm one step from the last step, from the bottom. And I've got one hand, it's on the bottle. And I've got one hand, it's on my gun. I've got one round in the chamber. Yeah, they call me the lucky one. Well, some scars you see and some you don't, and some more than flesh and bone you see. Some scars ain't that hard to find when other scars hide deep inside of me. So I've got one hand, and it's on that bottle. I've got one hand, and it's on mine. And I've got one round, it's in the chamber. Yeah, they call me the lucky one. Yeah. Lucky one. No, I'm not the lucky one. I'm not the lucky one. No.
Wow, Mike, I love it. I love your voice. I love everything about it.
Thank you.
Absolutely awesome. I was showing a couple of your pictures there while you were serving. We got a great full house tonight. I can tell you that. You've had a lot sitting here listening to you. How about we go ahead and let's get into the room with, we've got Herostock himself, Mr. Steiner, but we also have Mr. Scotty Hasting. So, Mike, I'm going to let you, and I've got SWAT right here too. So we've got some great things going on. And what I would like to do is get it rolling. Hey, SWAT, how's it going there? SWAT on Wednesdays comes on as the co-host on Patriots Inside the Wire. He is also a veteran there. I think you're frozen a little bit, SWAT. You may have to go out and come in. And it's just sitting there. So I'm going to do this. Mike, let's just bring him in. Let's just do it, right? Let's just get it. Like, it's 8:40 something, and he's been patient, and I can see the backstage. I can see 2 very patient people right there. You want to bring him in? You've got control right now, Mike. Like, I wanted to give you, like, a lot of the time and attention, and I wanted to make sure. I'm
You
sorry.
talking about me? I'm in control?
Yeah. No, I
What
was
a-
giving you, yeah, I was like, you know what? I'm trying to make sure that all of our veterans that are playing and singing, we've done multiple shows here on Patriots Inside the Wire. So whether it was Sal or whether it was Chris Turner or whether it was Doc, everybody calls him Malachi, I call him Doc. He's a friend. And Ponder. So whoever that is, I want to make sure they got that time too, because we all know Mr. Scotty Hasting, and we're definitely going to give him a lot of his time. But I've been letting the veterans just say, hey, okay, let's roll in with the next one that's coming. So Mike, you got to be the guy tonight.
All
Right
right, so
here.
Scotty's coming in next.
He's right here. Yeah, he's backstage, Mike.
All right. Well, I've heard a lot about Scotty, and all great things. And then when I got to meet him, they were all true. And then we were just hanging out, having a great time. And I feel very, very fortunate that he had some music that he could let us check out. Of some of his stuff that they've been doing over at Black River, and it's unbelievable. And it couldn't have happened to a better guy, and it couldn't have happened to a better artist. We're just I'm proud to be able to play on the stage with him, and I look forward to getting to know him better now that I'm living here in the area. But without further ado, an amazing warrior, just been to hell and back, and lived to tell about it. So, ladies and gentlemen, your next major country star and soon to be hitting the Grand Ole Opry stage, Mr. Scotty Hastings.
Woohoo!
Hey, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, Scotty?
It's going good, man. I've been in the studio all night working on a new EP, so that's where we're at right now. How are you guys?
You've got a lot going on. Hey, I'll let Mike do your intro. How'd you like that?
That was great, Mike. Thank you, brother. Appreciate you, man.
I love it. I love it. It's like getting each one of you to like get with each other. And then, I've met so many, doing the different shows on Patriots Inside the Wire for August 3rd, Herostock, which, the president is Jason Steiner. And so I've been working a lot with Black River Entertainment. Shout out to them right now. Karen, amazing. I mean, just the information I have on you, Scotty, it's like, wow. There is so much going on that is blowing me away. So you just got back from Normandy.
I did.
I mean, that. Oh my goodness, Scotty.
Yeah, it was one of the most amazing experiences I've ever had in my life. It was truly life-changing. It really was.
Yes.
It was incredible. I got to play a bunch of shows while we were down there, connect with a couple of the World War II vets and some organizations out there, and it was just incredible. And the French people were, they just welcome you like you're home. It was truly incredible. It really was.
Yeah. Not only that, so one of the things that's odd that it caught me, there's a couple things. Listen, everybody, the 28th Hasting will be at the Grand Ole Opry on that circle that I keep saying to everybody, like, that is sacred. It is so sacred, Scotty.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's it was an ask that I never thought I would receive, especially from who I received it from, but also it was just the Opry asking you to do something to debut, it really truly, as an artist, it validates what you're doing. It makes you realize that what you're doing is being seen and being heard, and as an artist, it's so valuable. And I'm beyond blessed and crazy excited. Yeah.
Well, Scotty, the other thing, there's a couple of things. You've got several songs out right now, and I met you with How Do You Choose? So like today, talking to people and marketing it. Shout out to Memories of Honor too, by the way. I got them today. They're coming to set up for all of our fallen, whether that's our veterans, our heroes that we recognize throughout our first responders, our military, law enforcement, firefighters. And and Gold Star families. And that's exactly how I met you, Scotty, was I think we had this conversation. It's like you say Gold Star family, and it's like, or if I said Gold Star mom, it's happened to me. It's like, oh, well, you got a gold sticker. Good for you. Go get back in line. I'm like,
Yeah.
you just stay chill and you go out and you just educate. So I was like, you know what? All you got to do is just educate everyone. And, you know, you don't want to be in it. I can tell you that. But it's active duty as you're serving in the military. Those parents, that family, your immediate family, is now a Gold Star family. If the government owned you and you're still working for them in the military, you didn't choose to take off a uniform, you didn't come back home. And then how do you choose where they're going to be laid? How do you choose what goes on that headstone, Scotty? Is how I found you. And like even saying it again right now for me, it was such a huge thing to try to figure out, like, how do you really choose what goes on that? It's like I had to have like other veterans and other people that actually were with my son and say, you know, tell me, like, what would you put there? And we connected on that level because of a family again. Like, so Gold Star Families, you know, a project we've been working on is Gold Star Family Foundation, Memories of Honor, and Gold Star Parents Retreat. We have a whole committee where we've watched Gold Star families when we connect our veterans with them, and it's like, oh, we've got a unit, we've got a home, we've got a place. Like that space is gone, and it's I know in me, like meeting you and meeting the others, it has been amazing. Even hanging out with Doc Turner, Label 22, when I go to Tennessee and, you know, Columbia, Tennessee, you know, I got a shout out for that one where my the other one that my brother that took his life. There's just a lot that's going on. And so when you connect to people like that, it changes your life. Absolutely. So without even knowing it, Scotty, and I know you know Doc, Malachi, Chris Turner, great individuals that are in this lineup for Herostock. Didn't ask a single question, just said, hey, come on, and like picked me up. I was like, man, this is amazing. There are people that are going to be there at Herostock. There's so many. I'm like, don't blame me if I do not like have the lineup going like this, or I'm mentioning one over the other. All I'm doing is my job of who's on the show, who sent their songs. I love every genre. Every artist that is playing there is amazing. So I can't at all. So I'm like, Mr. Steiner there that runs Herostock gets that job. So anybody needs to talk about that, please look up Mr. Jason Steiner at Herostock. He'll gladly help you. But Scotty, we got the Grand Ole Opry. So I just got back from a project where Gary Sinise was working on with the Rosie the Riveters in DC. So I have a feeling that you might be with someone like that when you go to the Grand Ole Opry.
Yeah, Gary was the guy who asked me to make my debut. Gary has become a good friend, and it's incredible. And there's some other things that we're working on in the future, me and him, and working with the foundation and stuff. And yeah, there's some really cool things that are coming from that relationship that I'm building with him. So. Wow.
He's amazing, by the way. I mean, I know that he is. We all know that, right? But when I saw what he was doing for for World War II ladies, you know, the Rosie the Riveters, to watch that, I mean, he wasn't able to actually attend. He had something happen in his family at that time. So, you know, prayers up. Yeah. But he sent a message out for all of those that participated with Rosie the Riveters and said, oh my goodness, like, I didn't realize, like, that was amazing. That is history. And now he wants to come back and see about taking them to dinner, like literally bring them back out, take them to dinner. And I'm like, yeah, I mean, I will represent all day long for the Rosie the Riveter Trust. Number one, I mean, talk about empowerment right there. So Scotty Hasting, for everyone out there right now, I'm talking to him like you know who he is. I think a lot of you do. He is a Army veteran. And while Scotty was serving, I don't need to tell his story. He's sitting right here with you. And really, it's up to you, Scotty, on what you'd like to share, what you want to get into. This is your stage right now.
I'm open and free for whatever you want to talk about. It doesn't
Well,
bother me a bit. I'll tell them a little bit about myself. Army infantryman, deployed to Afghanistan. I was shot 10 times in Afghanistan, and now I am a country music recording artist and a signed artist. I have a record deal, publishing deal. I mean, I'm able to do things that I never thought in a million years that I would ever do. And I'm beyond blessed to not only just be breathing, but to be able to do the amazing things that I get to do.
Well, I noticed that hat you're wearing, by the way. Grateful. What is that? Just like the feeling of the day, or do we have another song coming out?
No, this is a part of some merchandise that we're testing. It's going to be part of my merchandise. I partnered with Mental Joe Apparel, and we are creating merchandise that is a partner with Mental Joe Apparel and myself. And so we're working on some stuff, and this is going to be part of the first bit of merchandise that we're working on. So,
well, I like it. I always say that, and some people are a little stumped by this, but I am grateful because I'm here. My other kids are here. Am I hurt because I don't have one of them? You bet. Like, it's the worst thing in the world, but I'm proud of him. I am very proud of what percentage goes to serve, right? It's a very, very low number. So those that serve right now or have served, number one, I say thank you. And to all the families out there that know what it's like to lose someone like that, a child, that's strange. I as a parent, you have all the control, and then all of a sudden you don't. So just that, going into the military, I still get calls where it's like, what do I do? My kid just left. And I'm like, hang on, hang on a minute. It's a ride, but there's a lot of us out there. And we've kind of built a community, a whole committee in different areas, depending on what it is you need. And I decided that I'm going back to my music roots. And I didn't even let people know a lot about me for a long time, because it's just one of those journeys that whatever worked for me and whatever I had to do for my son and what happened is what I had to do. And so I say it was either, am I going to lay down and cry? And if you do, that's okay. Or am I going to get up and fight? And am I going to get up and do something about it and make a difference? And for me, that's what I chose to do. And listen, the military for me, well, there's always one, okay? We know that, right? There is always one, and it's not just in the military. It's like in the world too. But I go up here when I have to do the whole, like, everything about my son, everything about my faith. And I always say that all of you served for us all to have our beliefs, our rights, our opinions, and our freedom, Scotty. So if I want to say God bless, I can say it. If I want to say my son is right here, I can say it, because I can look at the screen and say thank you to you. I am grateful that you came along. This digital trend in music has been very, very interesting. That's how I met you, right? Like, I knew, I jumped really quick. And it was like, am I going to go back to radio? Am I going to try to get on stage? I nicked my vocal cords in surgery, so working on that one. Or what am I going to do? And then I went to a couple of the hosting gigs that were happening right in where you're going to be. And I decided, you know what? I can see where it's going. And my heart's always going to stick by that part of my son. Yeah. So Sergeant Two-Step, by the way, he's like all behind me. All great memories, all wonderful. But for the families out there, go to the website, patriotsinsidethewire.com. We have Herostock in the house, herostock.com. representing our veterans and Gold Star families. I want to make sure you all know that there really is someone out there. There is a way to reach out. It may not seem like it sometimes, right, Scotty? I mean, Scotty, you kind of went over that really quick, that part where you were shot 9 times, 10.
Mhm.
10.
10. Yeah.
Yes, 10 times, and a Purple Heart recipient.
Absolutely.
And Scotty, I mean, I know quite a bit, so I won't go into some things. I'm letting you lead me is what I'm doing. So just for you to play, like, I mean, like my 15-year-old is learning right now guitar, and it's like it's easier when they're younger, and I'm like trying to pick it back up, and I'm like, oh boy.
Yeah. You know, I learned when COVID hit. That was when I started learning how to play the guitar and started learning how to write songs. And for me, it wasn't so much that I wanted to learn. It was more of a necessity. I needed to find something to get out of my head. I needed to find a way I needed to find an escape from the PTSD and the depression and the anxiety that I deal with on a daily basis, and music became that. You know, learning how to play the guitar became that, and then starting to learn how to write songs on YouTube became that, and then it just blossomed from there. And I got on the stage for the first time. And I knew in that moment that this is what I wanted to do forever. And I had to be a part of it, because on the stage was, therapy for me. Being on stage is therapy. And it's my escape, and it's my little bit of peace that I have throughout the day. And now I'm lucky enough that I have a platform where I can help other veterans possibly find that, or anyone who's struggling, hopefully find their thing, something that they can do, that they can fall in love with, that'll give them a new sense of purpose, like music did me.
Right. So if you heard me, I was telling Mike that. So Mike Corrado, everyone, was in the house. I want to make sure we give him a shout out. He's here. He played amazing. You can see him at Herostock on August 3rd. So I want to say thank you to him. He decked out there. He had to deck out. But Scotty, well, he's back. So we'll end up getting him back up. But there's Mike in the backstage. We also have Herostock with us. Scotty, like the other
I actually see a question from Jason on here. What was the catalyst in choosing music to help you with your struggles versus something else? For me, it was the fact that I had a guitar in the corner of my room, and one day I just looked at it and I decided I was going to try to learn how to play it. And I wasn't sure if I was going to like it. I wasn't sure if I was going to be able to do it, because I have nerve damage in my right hand. I have my everything that I have been told should have stopped me from wanting to try. Because of my injuries and everything else, my hand doesn't work the way that it's supposed to be able to play. And for me, it was just the fact that it was there, right? Like the guitar was there, and it was just like, one day I was like, I'm going to try it. I need to try it. And it was something that not really clicked, because it was a pain in the ass, but it was more just something from the very beginning of trying to learn how to play the guitar. It was just something that challenged me just enough to where it made it fun, but it also made it available to be that little bit of an escape. It made it possible for me to use my head to do something else, rather than to just think about all the crap that I deal with on a daily basis. So it was really just the fact that it was there.
Yeah. So like I said to Mike, it's like music is medicinal. Like that to me is where music comes in. It's funny. I've got 2 sitting over there, and it's like I'll pick it up, and then it's like, oh, I'm gonna wait a little. It just comes, but I'll slowly get back to it. But you did bring it up, and for you to even be able to play, Scotty, is a huge accomplishment because of what you did go through by serving. Sure. And what's with your hand, what you were talking about, and that's what I didn't want to get into unless you did it.
Yeah, no,
so
absolutely.
If you can do this, like if you can do it, like then I need to take myself over there and pick it up.
Honestly, and that's one of the coolest things that I have found now, to where I'm at. And Jason, I saw your next question.
I see it. Yeah.
Second, but the coolest part about it is that I'm not a good guitar player. I am terrible compared to like my band and my guitar players in my band. I'm like a baby trying to learn how to walk. Like, I'm awful. But it's not so much about how good I am at playing guitar. It's not so much about what I can do. It's more about just the fact of someone possibly being out in the audience that has a disability, or that is in a point where they're like, man, I can't do anything, blah, blah, blah. And then they see me with a disability in my hand up there strumming the guitar and playing a guitar with a band on a stage that not even I could imagine I would be at. And hopefully in that moment, it makes them think, well, damn, if that dude can get up there and do this, like, there's nothing that can stop me from doing stuff. And for me, that's one of the many important things and the important reasons why I'm doing what I do and why I make the music that I make, is because I want what I'm doing, and I want my music. I want it to help people, and I want it to give them hope, and I want it to show them that you can struggle, because I struggle a lot still, that you can struggle and you can still be successful.
Yeah, amen. Yeah. I feel you there. It's always gonna be there, but yet if you find, that music is medicinal area, or is it art? Is it there's just other areas, right?
Yeah.
And so whatever that is, it's like, do I pick up my guitar, or I can go back to what I probably do best, is working with different labels and finding actual talent, where I'm saying, you need to start looking at our veterans. You need to start looking those that are playing that you didn't think about, like, hey, wait a minute. there's a whole I call it heartstrings. So that's a song that I am trying to write, but if you want to, go for it. Heartstrings, your heart literally has the strings there that hold it as a muscle, and it's called broken heart syndrome. And that is what happens. And the easiest way for me to describe this is, I've gotten calls from multiple families, and they are active duty families that will then lose a service member that's either their son, their brother, their father, their mother, whatever that might be. In my case, it's my son. And I'm not kidding you, 95%, either the mother or the father have all thought they were having a heart attack and have had to go to the hospital. It happened to me too. And you get to the hospital and they're like, you got to get right in there. They're having a heart attack. Thank goodness, in my case, a cardiologist that was really good walked over, and he saw me clutching onto something, and it was my son's picture. He said, hold on. I don't think she's having a heart attack. I think something's wrong. Like, her body is just spiraling right now because something's wrong.
Yeah.
And I was trying to shake my head. I had lost my voice, so I was trying to do sign language. And I'm like, okay, nobody does sign language now. So I'm dating myself here, but I was trying my best. It was like doing my letters, and thank goodness. But now I'm able to go share that with these other families. And it happened recently to another mom, and she called me. And I said, stay as calm as you possibly can. And the only way I can relate this for civilians out there, and when I say civilians, I mean everybody out there watching, that if you haven't had that experience, is, and I know this is going to not go over well with the dudes, right? But the Notebook, think of an elderly couple. They've been living together for a really long time, and you hear these stories about one might pass, and then just a couple months later, their significant other they've been with forever is gone. And that is what happens. Your heart, just like the emotions of it just wears the strings out.
Yeah.
So your heartstrings, I went to my guitar strings, was like, okay, let me try to break guitar strings and keep my health in check. And that's where I went back to music. And I see that in you, Scotty. So You know, you were there for Gold Star families. You know, I want to give you that credit. You were really there for them from the very beginning. So before Black River even found you, you know, you were there, and I actually met you, and we did a whole Christmas concert and online, and we all had a great time connecting, you know, and now we'll do it in person. But that digital trend in music, I want to remind everyone out there that's listening, whether you're viewing right now or you're going to be on the podcast, when you see a musician, you have to go add it to your playlist. So I'm looking at Mr. Scotty Hasting right now, and his music on Spotify, YouTube, wherever you're going, like we've got all those channels too. Please add that to a playlist, because that's how it works nowadays. The digital world. It's like, if you don't add that to a playlist, it's not going to help the artist. So I made a playlist, and I shared this with Steiner. Mine is veterans playlist. So I've got, like, you know, the genres. I like all kinds of music. It's close to my heart. So I tell everyone, like, even for Herostock, like, this is open to the public. It's family friendly. It's not just about our veterans. It's just that you're on Patriots Inside the Wire, and I happen to be a Gold Star mom, and I happen to be close to that area. So, of course, I'm going to bring that up. But, you know, as far as our first responders and everyone, they get in free, number one. Like, and then Herostock's, yeah, we lowered the price from 20 to 10 and, like, blew me away in an interview the other day. I'm like, my gosh, nobody's going to be able to go anywhere and see 11 people on a stage. They've served, or their family did. The food, the resources, the people, the family friendly environment for $10. I was like, oh my God, that's unbelievable. In Lebanon, and I'm going to say it again, Lebanon, Tennessee.
Lebanon.
We don't do syllables in
Lebanon.
That is a
I
Steiner
live
joke.
out in Lebanon, so I'm excited that it's going to be there. Shit, I'm close.
Exactly, right? I know where you're at. We had Mr. Steiner on, and I don't know why I'm saying Mr. because I know him quite well, Mr. Jason Steiner at Herostock, and that was one of I noticed it, and I was laughing because I saw it on a commercial that he did for Herostock, and I went, oh my goodness.
It's funny. So he came here not too long ago, and he's like, I think we're going to do it out in Lebanon, Tennessee. And I said, boy, if you say it like that one more time, I'm going to whoop that ass. You cannot say Lebanon. You stop it. But yeah, it's so funny, and he's so from the north. It's hilarious.
I did the same thing. So when he was on last night, and he'll be rolling in here in a minute, I immediately said, no, we don't say it like that. And Sal was on, and Sal is so laid back. Like, he's laughing, and he's like, yeah, dude, like no syllables. Like, we don't say that here. And
man, the craziest one out here isn't even Lebanon. It's so there's a spot out here called Shelbyville.
Yes.
It's not pronounced Shelbyville. It's pronounced Shelbyville.
Shelbyville. Yeah. Shelbyville. And Cookville.
Cookville. Everything is full.
Yeah.
Louisville,
yeah.
Cookville. Yeah.
My great grandparents were in Cookville. And then I have some others in another little town like that. So I grew up hearing it that way too. So it's like, that's why when Mr. Steiner at Herostock said the name, I went, are you talking about the country? Like, what? I didn't, it's not resonating with me. Yeah. And he's like, Scotty did the same thing to me and told me I better not come there.
So you do not say Lebanon. Do not come to Lebanon. Do not come to Lebanon and call it Lebanon.
Well, you know, I got to give him something. I have lived up near him, and I got back home as quick as I could. But I have lived near that area. And in Pennsylvania near him, there is one where they do pronounce it like that. So I was like, same thing. You know, it's like, okay, well, it's just a little different. Just drop some syllables. I'm taking Sal's lead. Sal was like, here, we'll teach you how to talk. Like we do around here. We just drop syllables. So do you know Sal Gonzalez, by the way?
I do. Yeah. I've written a song with him. I've played some shows with him. Yeah, I know Sal well. I know Sal really well. He's a friend.
Nice. Yes. Yeah. Great guy. He's playing too with you. So you've got a full lineup there. for Herostock. Scotty, are you going to do a song tonight? I have that question.
Tonight, no, because I've been in the studio for the last 8 hours now, and
Okay.
my voice is shot.
Hey, no, like we're all.
But I will August 3rd.
I know you will. Actually, you are headlining for Herostock, and I want to put out there. I mean, I have "How Do You Choose?" If we really want to put that out, like I can go present it. But what I really like.
I know Jason looked like had another question. So when did the light go off that there's more to it? So there's been a couple different instances since getting into music that have kind of been like, okay, this is it. Like, this is what I need to do. There was the first time that I ever went on stage. I was in Cookeville, Tennessee, and it was at an open mic night at Red Silo Brewing Company. And it was the first time that I'd ever been on stage. I'd ever played my guitar and sang on stage. I played Should Have Been a Cowboy, the first song I ever learned how to play. And in that moment, I knew that this is what I needed to do forever. I was hooked on that, on finding that sense of, that new sense of purpose of what I needed to do and what I wanted to do. And then since, there has been a couple other things. Of course, getting a record deal solidifies just about anything. It really makes you feel like you're doing something. But also, for me, the most important one that truly showed me that stuff was happening and that I needed to truly keep doing this was when I started receiving messages from other veterans and other people who were struggling and saying that what I was doing meant something to them. Because at the end of the day, that's all I've ever wanted with my music, is for it to mean something, for it to help somebody. And getting those messages and being able to talk to those veterans and just people who are struggling, that's really what showed me that, like, it was, this is what I need to be doing. I need to give veterans and people who are struggling, I need to give them a voice. If they, if they're having a hard time finding the words, I need to try to help find those words for them. And
Well,
I'm able to do that, hopefully.
You have already done it. I can tell you that from just me. That "How Do You Choose" hit me like, oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh, wow. Look at this. Do you know who that is, Scotty? Twyla? Yeah, you call me tomorrow. Twyla, yes, I will tell Scotty hi. Nice to hear from you. She is out of DC and was that whole experience with Gary Sinise and the Resident Rivers. She still heads up multiple departments within our military.
Nice.
I can't even list it all, to be honest. Like, it's like, it'll blow you away.
I'll be in DC a lot this year. I have a show with the National Press Club. I have a bunch of things happening in DC. I'm playing a show for the National Veterans Parade out in DC, and I'm also the Grand Marshal of the parade. And it's gonna be crazy. I'm gonna be in DC a lot this year. A lot with the PenFed Foundation. Myself and the PenFed Foundation have partnered up a lot this year, and looking into next year and partnering up, and I'm just blessed to be able to do what I get to do.
Right. Well, Twyla's listening. Twyla, you have my number. Get in touch with me. And when you're out there, Scotty, she's the one who literally knows everything around, and like all the people that you may or may not like, she'll direct you in the right way. So she's amazing. So shout out to you, Twyla. I see you there. She's saying nice. Good job there. We're glad to have her in here. I mean, it's not her show tonight, but my gosh, man, she has done some amazing things herself. Talk about what you're doing. And I want to bring up another thing that I got from Black River. A shout out to them again. And then I'm bringing in Herostock. He's making fun of us here, like to let you talk. So
Listen, Jason always makes fun of me for talking too much, but then you give Jason a microphone and he talks more than I do. So I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it.
All right.
He's a turd, man. But I love him, but man, he's a turd.
She says, thank you, Scotty. Sometimes we feel unheard.
Well, I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Twyla, thank you from Scotty and from me. And you are correct. Sometimes we do. But when I connected to you, we literally met in person. And then when we did an interview, we sat on for 6 hours just talking. And it was like, we finally looked at our clock and we were like, oh my goodness. Like, it was just, there is so much to that person. And then so much that brings out in the different people you meet.
Mm-hmm.
That's the great thing about it, right? I mean, that's what you're doing. You're touching lives with your music and the songs that you're doing. Now, I got to ask this. This is what I'm going to ask before I bring him in here.
Yeah.
And him is Herostock, who's the man that decided to put 11 people on a stage. You went on Good Morning America.
I did.
I got to ask, what was that like? Like going on Good Morning America for you?
You know, it was amazing. The best part about it was with Garth Brooks for the opening of the Friends and Low Places.
That helps.
And the craziest part about it is, like, you have to understand a little bit, like, Garth Brooks is the reason why the reason I fell in love with country. Like, he is country to me. Like, my whole childhood was filled with Garth Brooks songs. Like, I have so many memories to his music. So I got to meet him, and I was shaking his hand, and I was telling him, like, hey man, like, your music is incredible. I've been a huge fan. Like, my whole life I've been listening to you saying, like, I love your music. And he's like, man, I really appreciate that. And I was like, oh damn, I didn't even introduce myself. And I said, by the way, my name's Scotty Hasting. Like, it's great to meet you. And he said, wait, Scotty Hasting, like the I'm America's Scotty Hasting? And I said, yeah, that's my song. Yeah, man. Like, that's what? Like,
that's cool.
To my music. That's crazy. And he was like, man, I love that song. That song's so good. And I was like, thank you, man. And then, fast forward a little bit while we were on Good Morning America, and I was able to ask Garth a question while we were on air. And basically, at some point in time while we were talking about it, I had mentioned that I not only am a veteran, but I am a recording artist as well. And Garth Brooks on camera says, yeah, and he can sing his ass off too. And I was like, what the hell just happened? Like my soul left my body in that moment. And I was
on
like,
the spot.
Like, Garth Brooks did not just say that. So now it's funny, like, my team here at Black River, we're like, hey, let's just put that on a loop somewhere in a music video, like, just like throw it into your songs, just like randomly. Cool. Garth Brooks saying it, like, it's just so crazy. Like, someone that to me is so much larger than life and is a legend. And then you meet him and he's just like everybody's uncle. Like, he truly just looks like, the baseball dad that you see every other week, and he's just so down to earth.
Football.
Yeah.
He's big into football.
Yeah, right. Absolutely.
He is actually.
He's just such a great person, and, like, truly, like, took the time to not only listen to my music, but to take the time out to shake my hand, and it was incredible. And I have since been blessed to be around some other incredible people, and just people like artists that I've been listening to my whole life that I never thought in a million years that I would ever, get to meet, let alone now I'm friends with them. And it's like, what is my life, man? It's just, it's so wild. And I have a song coming out later this year with Lee Brice and Dolly Parton. And it's like what happened? Like, what is going on? There's so many times when I have to stop and just be like, what?
Right.
What is happening?
Yeah. So I have a question for you here on that one, because I was going to let you go there before I did it, and letting you lead the way here, because I have your whole I have a whole file on you.
Oh, I'm sure Black River sent you so much. Absolutely.
Oh, I have so much, but
we're doing a lot, and it's special.
You are doing a lot. You're doing quite a lot. So, Scotty Hasting is on right now. He's with Black River Entertainment. And And Scotty, do you still have your website up? It's just ScottyHastingMusic.com?
ScottyHasting.com.
Just ScottyHasting.com. I want to make sure we get that out. I'm sorry?
We made it a little bit easier for everybody. It's just ScottyHasting.com.
Okay. Is that a black solo cup?
Yes.
Okay. All right. I've seen red and blue. I actually haven't seen one.
Yeah. It's just what we have for tea here at the studio.
I know. I was just curious. I'm one of those people. I'm like, interesting. I would have known immediately if red or blue, but I was like, I've never seen one like that. But okay, I just grab the red. It's like grab the red and get going. What I'll do right now, Twilight, I see your message, and we support you too. I will definitely connect the two of you. She's the person you got to connect with in DC. Like she will tell you, and she works with everyone out there too. So.
Yeah.
As far as being a veteran, her energy and everything that she does, I can't even get into all of it because it's so much, but she's just amazing. So Twyla, I definitely see your messages, and I will make sure that Scotty can connect to you even by phone. We'll figure it out. And she says it's nice to hear about Garth, and his music is phenomenal.
I agree.
Yes, ma'am, I agree. I knew you were going to say that. I agree. Not just Garth, though. People forget about Trisha. I'm like,
yeah, she's incredible, too. She was there as well. Super sweet person.
Yes.
But, yeah, I mean, they're like everyone's aunt and uncle, man. They're just like, they're just there hanging out.
And like the mom and dad, too. I was going to say mom and dad, but I like aunt and uncle better.
Absolutely.
And so have you actually seen Dolly yet?
I haven't actually met her, no. So Lee is a good friend of mine. Lee Bryce is a good friend of mine. So that song started with me doing it, and then it was and then we asked Lee, and he was like, "Oh man, I would love to be a part of it." And then it went from that to then out of nowhere it was like, "Hey, Dolly wants to be a part of this song," and we of course you're not going to tell Dolly no, so we put her on there, and honestly, it made that song and took it to a whole nother level. And it's so special, and it's going to be incredible. I can't wait for everyone to hear it.
Well, 9 to 5, you got it from every which way you can imagine. You know, that's always been one of my idols. That's what Twyla says. Growing up there, I just got lucky enough that, you know, certain things happened, and I was able to just as a child be around things, and music just is that thing that got me through a lot of different things. So just watching her, and I will not put on a Texas Cowboys cheerleader outfit, but Dolly Parton actually did it, and she rocked it. And I'm like, okay, you go, because I was just like, wow.
She's at that point in her career where she can do whatever she wants.
Right.
Like, no one's gonna say anything, you know. Just
no, but it was
Dolly
excellent.
Dolly, you know?
Yeah, it was amazing though. It was actually amazing, and I was like, oh my goodness, like I want all the secrets. Like, what's going on here? Like, no, she is amazing though as a person. So, you know, I don't know, but like her background with the books for children. So a lot of people think about the singing. She's always been very invested in the community with the children and the reading and the different programs. So talk about another amazing person. And Scotty, it's kind of strange. I'm sitting here talking to you about Garth, Dolly, people that, you know, last Christmas we did this digital like online thing before Black River came, and it was like just a bunch of friends hanging out and doing some music. And I was like, let's do a Christmas show. And they were all like, you can't do that. And I'm like, why can't you? And they're like, well, you got to do that on TV. I'm like, well, number one, we are with Heroes Media Group now, Scotty, by the way. So then I was not. So Heroes Media Group, shout out to them too. Great group of veterans that started Heroes Media Group. So everything that goes out here goes out on Heroes Media Group. So everyone can check that out too. If you can't find me on my website, it's easy. It's just the name, patriotsinsidethewire.com. Go check out heroesmediagroup.com. And they are airing my show along with other veterans that they have on there. And then there's a couple of civilians that are within the family of what we, first responders, if it's not military, but we're all connected in that patriot way. Did you notice what I did? So I was letting you talk, and I actually brought in Steiner.
Yeah, the big bearded boy himself.
I brought him in, and he's probably doing business. There's many things that happen at the last minute, and so I actually brought him in, and he didn't know. And I was talking, and I just wanted to wait and see. Like,
I was actually sending an email, so yeah.
I figured you were. I mean, putting on an event like this is a big deal. Mike sent a message here, and he wants us to make sure that we point out, that Lebanon. Why don't you say it, Steiner?
Lebanon.
That was closer.
It was better than Lebanon.
That was way better. That was way better than the first time.
Lebanon.
Ooh.
Lebanon.
He about got kicked out of Tennessee when he first said it.
Right.
Hey, I went right for it. When I heard it, I did not know your story. And he was like, Scotty did the same thing to me. I was like, yeah, I mean, I grew up there. So you got Nashville, throw a little bit of Texas in it too. And it's like, man, it really will. Like, I'm like, listen, y'all, you know that I'm country. Like, I don't know what else to tell you except I'm just real. I don't know how to be any other way except that way. But like I was saying, I've lived up there, Steiner, where you're at, and I got out really fast. I was like, I need to go. But my daughter, Two Steps sister, was born in Omaha. So, yeah, we moved around quite a bit. Like, so I was there, and I was like, this isn't going to work for me. I got to get back.
Uh-oh.
So anyways, what's up, Jason? How you doing, brother?
Hey, how you doing, buddy?
That was interesting. I don't know what's going on.
Don't talk about her. She's back.
Yeah, we were just having a side conversation. We were locked up, so.
Well, you did something because the whole screen went like black and it started circling. I'm like, I don't know what the two of you are up to, but that was a little strange.
Yeah, put me and Scotty together, you never really know what we're up to.
That's so true.
I was like, oh, that's never happened. That was interesting.
Right.
You have quite a lot of people out here that are on and looking, and I see you there, Tim, and I see the people that are watching. Ironically, Scotty, I looked for you on X, and now here's here's my thing though, Scotty. It's like Twitter and MySpace had a baby, and now it's called X Spaces. So inside X, there's all these spaces, and one is actually about music. And I actually found that, and it's like, whoa, actually, it's changed from all the, well, I just don't go down that lane. But there's a lot of inner podcasts in those spaces, and See My Country just came out. And like the music one, we'll do like a Sunday singer-songwriter session jam or something like that. And I actually was playing the guitar, and it's because, people aren't looking at me. And we had a great time. I mean, it's like, I actually was pretty impressed by it. Now, it depends on where you're going to go with it. But the inner podcast, you can get like 5,000 people in a room like that. Like I can go in, pull you. You're on X right now, actually. So that's what I was looking at, is that I was surprised. Most of your followers right now that are watching you are on X.
I'm on X?
Yes, you are. You are on X, the platform. You're doing what I used to do.
Oh, I'm on right now. Okay. I don't have an X, but I'm on it right now. Okay.
Correct.
Gotcha.
You are
like,
on X. You are live on a show with X.
What up, X?
Yeah, there you go. I did it all the time. I'm not kidding. They would tease me. I was like, it's just really hard to say I'm on X. Like,
it sounds naughty.
It just does, right? I was always like, man, that just doesn't seem right. But the actual spaces. So you do have a following there. I was looking for you. And then, of course, YouTube. You've got a lot going on here from the different channels. You got Canada reaching out to you right now. I'm like, wow. So rather than Garth or Trisha or Dolly, you're now here with Tracy and Jason, and you're going to go to play Herostock with Jason Steiner, who pulled together 11 different people to step on a stage. Say the name, Jason. Where?
Lebanon.
Hey, that was good.
Right?
Get in
Right?
there,
I'm getting
man.
better. It takes me a minute to get into it. I got to warm my vocals up for
Takes
it.
me a minute to get into
Like Schleville or
Sheltville.
It's Chevron.
That one took me a minute. I'm not gonna lie.
Hey,
I'm from the South, and Sheltville took me a minute.
Right.
We have a show coming out, and Sal will be on it. And oh my gosh, I'm not kidding. He like that nails it. And I'm like, I was laughing. I literally almost fell on my chair. Not only that, let's say it again, Steiner. Sal has a message for everyone at Herostock. For everyone that says the name Two Step, he's handing out a pair of socks. Okay? Mr. Sal Gonzalez, he is a veteran. He is playing, and his music's good. It's like, I love Sal's music. I love everyone's music on that list. I'm like, Steiner, like, I'm really trying to, like, make sure I cover everyone. I can only do so much. And then, ironically, Scotty, I already had, like, Doc, which is Malachi for the other people out there that on the lineup, Chris Turner, Ponder. I had already had them on, literally, like, planned. So I was like, wait, this works. So then, you know, who put a call out there, whoever else wants to come. And, you know, that all went through Jason. So I can say, go to Jason if you didn't end up on the getting shout outs, your songs didn't get out or anything didn't get out. Don't come to Tracy. So Sal Gonzalez was like, just tell them to bring socks. And if they say the name Two Step and find a guy walking around, I'm going to hand him a pair of socks. And I was like, and then I got it. He was like, this is why. And he's like showing everyone and telling them his story. Mm-hmm. And talk about amazing stories. So I've always had this stories and songs. It's like on Sundays, it's like old school Nashville. You just gather in a room, like old dirty couches and chairs, and you've got your guitars, you got people in a circle, and you're telling stories that turn into a song. You went, boom. You just made a hit song by just being around those people. Mm-hmm. And is that like that for you, Scotty? Did anything like that happen?
You know, I am incredibly blessed in the sense that I get to write with some of the most incredible songwriters that I've ever met. One of my biggest influences in music right now, and my mentor and our A&R guy, is Doug Johnson, who is probably one of the greatest songwriters I've ever met in my life. He wrote songs like Three Wooden Crosses, Love Like Crazy by Lee Brice, Sarah Beth or Skin, Rascal Flatts. He's written some songs that will literally live forever, and I am lucky enough to be able to be around him all the time. So not only am I able to be in rooms with these incredible songwriters, some of the greatest I've ever known and met, but I'm able to learn from them as far as songwriting, and it's so incredible. And there's just so much about what I'm doing now that I just can't believe, really.
I mean, everything about it, Steiner. I mean, what do you got for us to say to Mr. Hasting himself and coming up with Herostock, so we make sure to get everything out there that's going on?
No, me and Scotty talk all the time, so no, for real. You know, I was really fortunate. I got to go down there. Scotty invited us down in January. We got to meet Doug Johnson, go out to lunch with him and Karen and Scotty and Shannon and Jesse. We all just kind of hung out. We got to tour Black River Entertainment, which was
he's been in this room.
Yeah.
I actually remember that. Yeah,
it was an incredible experience, and you know, we got to hang out with Mike Corrado. We went out there. I think it was 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning when we left his place. Sat out there, played, and I mean, Scotty and Shannon played, Mike and Scotty let us listen to a couple of his songs, and the one that he was talking about earlier with Dolly, I actually got to hear the preview of that. So got to hear that before it comes out, so that was pretty cool. But but yeah, I mean, I got to meet Sal and Chris and, Stephen Cochran and, all these different people down there and get to hang out with them and Romans Warriors Foundation. And so it was a really
Yeah.
trip. And I mean, it was kind of a whirlwind. We were only there for like 3 days. Scotty was actually shooting his I'm America video when we were down there. We unfortunately missed the end of it, or got in at the end of it after they kind of wrapped. But, we got to meet Ponder down there, have breakfast with him. So it was a really cool trip to go down and like meet all these people. And then when we decided to do Lebanon, like, it was easy for me to put together a crew. And I'm like, I've listened to all these guys and gals sing, Rachel Harvey Hill's another one we met when we were down there. And I'm like, this is easy. Like, if everybody says yes to this is an easy lineup for down there. And I didn't realize Stoner lived down there until recently. And we had Steven drop out. We added Jared Stoner into the lineup. So we added more power into it. And I'm super excited for the lineup down there. I don't know that you could put together much of a better veteran lineup than what we have down there. And, my daughter with anyone else, she's going to be playing with her band. So that's pretty cool to be able to put her on stage too. And Scotty's got to hear a couple of her songs that they've done rough recordings with. And, so yeah,
she kicks ass, man.
It's going to be a fun trip. I'm really looking forward to it.
Bree actually watches the show. Like, she was telling me about different guests, different things. I was like, my goodness, okay, let's get to that next generation and grab a hold of them real quick, because we really need to make sure the next generation coming up understands why y'all did what you did. We got John Swat back in the house here. John, I love it. You got your last name right now is Swar. I'm going to make a song out of that one.
Oops.
Your old roots? Yeah. But so Swat, I wish you were going to Herostock. I actually do get to fly out here pretty soon. I'm going to be checking out number one, the Mockingbird Theater. You got 2 dates that are conflicting, so it was like, and actually I get to bring Cash, my 15-year-old. So this will be the first time Cash will be able to go to an event and see people that, like, okay, they like, why did he serve? Like, why? Tell me a little bit here. You can't really tell. So it's like, this will be the first really event, other than working with like Memories of Honor and just like hanging out a little bit. This will be the first time that he'll get to see that too. So I'm excited about that he gets to actually see, like, hey, this is like your brother. Like, your big brother would be doing these things and saying these things, and he definitely was that way. He was built to fight. Let's put it that way. So I got Cash, my old soul, that I am grateful. So Scotty, I say that all the time. I'm like, listen, I know that I'm grateful because of multiple things in my life. Are there a lot of things that sucked? Yes, but next chapter means making that better, the next generation, and keep it rolling, right? And so by being on the stage and everything that you're all going to do, I can relate to it that way and say, as a mom who we constantly wish that the big brother was here to kind of tell the little brother, like, hey, like, this is how we respect a mom. This is how we do this. This is, but he's super respectful. I don't want to give you the wrong idea. Like, he's actually an old soul. So just being able to see like all of you and be like, hey, like, all right, like, this would be like being with my brother. So it's pretty cool. Like, and I guarantee there's other families that will be there. We did get Jason. So I already told Jason. So I was like trying to grab onto some organizations that really do have a footprint there in Tennessee and make sure that they knew about the event. And so I was able to get Memories of Honor. And so Memories of Honor is going to come out and set up. And, I work with them a lot as far as like, if it's a ruck, and then she might call me and say, Tracy, I need music. And I'm like, yeah, you can always call me for music. Don't call me to go run, ruck, any of that. Like, I just don't work that way. My body, I like my food, and I didn't want to be healthy, but yet, I don't think I would make it on that ruck, the weight of the bag. Like, I had Cash do it once, and he was like, "Mom, like, you did not tell me." And I was like, "I did not know, son. I had no clue that I was about to put you into that." So, but for music, so they're great people. Memories of Honor is right there in Tennessee. They just committed today, and I was like, "Thank you." You've got Gold Star Family Foundation, well, with me, and then Phil Cook. Phil Cook lives out there, Scotty, right near you. As a matter of fact, he's a veteran, does a lot of woodwork, and he's the events coordinator for Patriots Inside the Wire with John Swat right there. And Heroes Media Group is the media company behind us. So Phil Cook, shout out to him. You're going to see some of his amazing woodwork that he does for all sorts of stuff. So we'll have that set up, and then we'll also have Memories of Honor set up. So if there's anybody out there, you're listening, and you're like a little anxious, you're like, I don't know if I want to walk through the door with this event, and it sounds like it's intimidating. It's really not. It's actually going to be pretty organic, like chill, but great music. Like, listen, I'm from Nashville, so trust me, I've had someone say, "But Tracy, I can go hear music anywhere in Nashville." And I said, "Not this music. You will never be able to hear and see on a stage, especially 11." I got updated on that one. I was like, we're live. And Steiner's like, "Oh, by the way, I just upped it." And I'm like, I can't keep up. Like, I'm rewriting the press release every time. So, but we're getting a lot out there, and I was happy to jump in because I was like, you know what, those are my roots, and I'm going to be there. So we'll get it going. We'll make sure that all the families are taken care of. Tree of Valor, I want to do a shout out to them too. Tree of Valor right now, I had her on Monday night on the Gold Star Mom show. And another ironic thing that happened, Scotty, was the other Gold Star mom that was there. Lori started talking, and she brought up a picture. I have one right here, actually. That's Tree of Valor. Her name is Lori, and she'll be coming out to Herostock. And I like it. Let's see your shirt there. You good? Okay, yeah.
Another Mental Joe, right?
Probably another one of your the labels you're working with for You Good.
Scotty froze.
He'll come back. That's what happened. You both made that joke, and it went like that. SWAT, we got you in here. SWAT's co-hosting tonight, and I know that we've all been talking, but I wish you were on this lineup. Look at this poster right here. Like right now, that lineup, and it's $10. I'm like, but it's free for veterans, families. Like, this is amazing. Like the lineup, you know what it reminds me of? I was telling Steiner, I was like, I'm glad you did it first because we're doing Patriot Fest, and I'm just gonna like kind of ease in and watch. But Texas has some things coming up, Steiner. So I was right, SWAT. We got some things coming up. So it was like, yeah, we were talking a little bit about Nashville.
We've actually been invited to about 6 different locations in Texas to do this. We've hit 31 states that has asked us to do this. So it's grown really fast, and Texas has been a hard hitter. Florida, about 3 or 4 different spots in California that's asked us to come out and do it. Washington State was one of the more recent ones. Kentucky. So it's been pretty incredible watching it grow and seeing how many people are like, "Hey, we want you here. We want you to do this." And now we're just trying to figure out where we're going next. So we're starting to plan our 25 and finishing up to 24 and starting into 25 and where we headed next. And once we figure out locations, then we'll start booking talent and we'll go from there. So, but I've said it before and I'll say it again: the veteran world, the first responder world, has so many different artists, and like people don't know them, but they're amazing. And it's like, how do we get our first responders and our veterans pushed out more? The guys that gave 4 years or 20, Mike did, how can we get them pushed out more into the mainstream media? And that's what we're trying to do with Herostock. We're trying to put them in front of 3,000 people or 5,000 people to say, this is the amount of talent that we have in our community. and we want to grow their brand and show off who they are. So that's kind of where, we're headed with this. And then of course, bringing in the resources too, on the backside of it, to say all of these amazing nonprofits. So.
Well, you've got a lot of resources there. It's going to be fun. It's got a lot of family friendly things. It is one of those things, like I said, Murfreesboro, Smyrna, NCSU, Lebanon. I like it when you say it.
Lebanon.
So, and you're getting it. You're getting it. Sheville, Cookville, like all that. But I would say this. So, advice on back channels. Let's talk to you, SWAT and I. Let's talk to you in production. But SWAT and I would like to hear maybe what you're getting and who and what in Texas, because I can tell you that we definitely have a hold on what's going on in Texas. So definitely steer you to, the smartest, probably best direction, because listen, putting on an event like this, I've been telling it to everyone, just the parts I'm doing for it. They're like, it's like, you want it now and you want this. And it's like, the list keeps growing. Right. And unless you have people that are willing to do the work, none of us are getting paid right here. None of us, not the show, not me, the press releases, the interviews, the everything, grabbing Gold Star organizations and Steiner, your board, everything that has to happen to make that happen. We want to make sure that that's easy for you.
Sure.
Like rolling in. Now, I'll be really honest. Texas is very funny about who comes into Texas with their music, just like Tennessee, but a little different. They aren't gun shy. Like you think Nashville is. Texas is interesting. So I remember like Kendall Tucker and Jelly Roll's song. Remember that, SWAT? Like I was like, let's get him out. And I'm telling you right now, even the Texas executives were like, hold on, we don't care about a name right now. Like, get him on the show. Let's hear him. And so I did. And I actually like Kendall Tucker's work. So he's got some stuff going on too. But Texas is great stuff going on. And a lot of it, as I mentioned, is because of commercializing the area in Nashville is an interesting thing that's happening. So I want everybody that's listening to know that, no, this is not a commercial event. This is not something that is going to have like bachelor party, all kinds of things. There's some great stuff down on Music Row. I prefer Furnace Alley, but what I mean is you're literally going to have back to back music. You're 11, so how could you not? As soon as
it's literally 7 hours of music. Like we have 5-minute breaks in between for them for set changes. Like it is literally just we're popping them through. So it's going to be, it's literally like we're just rolling it. So
it's a music festival, man.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a music festival. You walk in the door, there's going to be music playing, and it's going to go all the way to like 10:45 at night. So it's we're going to have stuff for the kids. We're going to try to get some face painting in there, like maybe a local cheerleader group come in to do some face painting for donations, and some stuff for the kids going on too. So, bring the whole family with you. We want to have that.
I was going to say the Boy Scouts. There's like Boy Scouts and Girl Scout clubs that will do that a lot. I didn't go to cheerleaders. I was thinking the Boy Scouts and the Girl Scouts or something. That might be a good one for you, but I'll be boots on the ground soon in that area. So, but I do believe that if you touch base with them, especially in that area, you're definitely going to get a lot of people to come out and do exactly every bit of that. I was actually going to ask you about that. That's a very popular thing for the kids, is that and the bounce houses. Scotty's somewhere back there. He's listening. I heard that. He's
hiding in the shadows.
We got SWAT in the house. SWAT. So Hastings' voice is blown tonight from being in the studio all day like that, and that is what happens. How's
that feeling?
Yeah, right. Yeah, I was wondering how your audio is doing and what you had. Oh, this is nice. and if that's something that you wanted to do. We
Yeah,
can't take you to Herostock, although I would. You can come.
Yeah, you're more than welcome to come out, man. Come
Right?
hang in.
if I could make it, I'd be on the first thing smoking.
Right on. Mike Ponder popped in the house.
Yeah, we love
I didn't know Mike.
Ponder.
He's
Yeah.
he's a hell of a dude. We like I said, we had breakfast with him that one morning, and we every now and then we'll just give each other a call and, hey, how you doing? And
Yeah.
it's super cool to connect with a lot of these guys and gals because they're down to earth. They're the brothers and sisters, and they don't. Even though, like Scotty's made it, and but we still talk all the time, and having that connection and that relationship has been really, really cool. And I get to use it a little bit too to help my daughter along. She's just starting into the music industry. So I've got these people that I can lean on that's been there or they're going there, and we can say, hey, what's this next step? And, they can kind of talk us through the next step too. So that's really kind of been a cool piece for us too. So.
Well, wait, can y'all see me?
I can't see you. We can hear you.
Yeah, is your mic turned off? Is your camera turned off, Scotty?
No, I see me.
All you have to do is refresh. So either go out and come back in, and it will log you in.
It's better if we don't see him.
No, what we'll do is let him go out and come back in, and while he's doing that, SWAT, if you're gonna sing, we're gonna have to hear you like big time because I think the audio is down. But if you got it and you want it, you got it right here. Hey, Ponder, I want to say hi to you too. Ponder has been on, and again, shout out to Heroes Media Group, Mr. Adam Bird. He's a veteran too. So for Patriots Inside the Wire, we're grateful to him. SWAT, as you know, is he's been all around Nashville too. SWAT, is that what you were? I see you. I see a guitar. Like I told y'all, when I see the guitar, I already know what's happening.
There he is.
Hey.
I knew it. I think you're going to have to get your volume.
Production looks down a little bit.
Yeah, so instead of Scotty, we're putting it on you since you're not at Herostock. We'll do that.
Oh,
serenade us.
You got it right from what he said. Let's get that off me, though. Are you there, SWAT?
I can, so.
Are you freezing up?
Yep.
Yeah. It's all right. Here's what we got. We got right here.
Jason's turn.
No.
No, I mean, actually,
I can't play it. So
you know what I have? Okay, yeah, I just saw that message. What I do have, SWAT, you're frozen up. You may have to go out like Hasting did there, and come in. You're literally like stuck. That's the best way that I can put it. But what I do have, everyone, is that I do have, and I'll do that for you too. Look, I would go out and come in. There you go. And that will help. Got it. I actually do have some stuff in here. And because you have so many people at Herostock, again, I have to bring this up. August 3rd, from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., you're going to have 11 artists. I'm not going to name them all because I'm not going to get in trouble for not saying somebody's name. They're going in the press release. Like, I've already been on all over that. Like, who served in which branch and names. So we'll get that out.
Marine heavy. We are Marine heavy on there. So kids do not bring crayons.
Ridiculous.
I'm Army. Scotty's Army. So right now, you're in Army territory.
Hey, the headliner's Army, that's all that matters.
There you go. Ooh, I want you to say it there. I dare you. I dare you to say that at Herostock.
Don't dare him because he will.
I will.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same way.
No,
yeah.
I'm super excited too for Herostock, man. It's, having Black River, getting to meet Doug Johnson, getting to hang out with Karen, meeting some of the executives when Scotty was shooting his video. we pitched it to the president. He loved our idea. Doug loved our idea. They've jumped in behind us, and they're like, "Hey, let's do this thing." And they're super cool. Everybody there that we met was super cool. So we're excited to have Black River kind of back in what we're doing and being behind the idea of what we're doing, and then obviously letting us borrow Scotty and putting him on stage and be our headliner for there and Ashland. So.
You got it. You got it. It is Herostock. You can find Herostock at herostock.org, everyone that's out there. I see you putting that to me. It's going back and forth between, y'all say it better than me, but, the oorah or huh or supervise. And I'm like, I put it back. So I'm putting it back at every one of you that are putting that in the comments to me. You're heavy on the Marine side. You're pulling all the Marines over here on the show.
Come on, man.
We had to get all the talented people in first, so let the Army do a career like they always do.
Well, we got some representing in the house. So, you got Doc, Doc, and then you say Malachi for the people that don't know what I mean. Are we a little Marine heavy? Yes, but Hastings said it best. He's headlining and he's Army, so I'm going with that. You know what? It works for me. Now they're laughing. Thank you, Twyla. Yes, we got your jokes. We definitely got them. I have seen them, and I am trying to hold it in. I got it. Listen, we're not scripted. We're very organic. This is life, right? What we want to get across is August 3rd, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. is Herostock. That lineup you're gonna get. I mean, you won't get it. And I thought I was going to fall over when Steiner was like, oh, yeah, it's not $20 anymore. It's $10. I'm like, okay. And then you get in free if it's a veteran, first responder, Gold Star. Tree of Valor will be there. I mean, they have displays set up like this. And unbelievable. And she just loves you, by the way, Scotty. Here at Fort Hood's involved. So we've got the SOS departments reaching out for our Gold Star families. So if you're out there and you're listening, you're one of those families, literally just show up. Like, I promise you, no one's going to be checking to see if you're a Gold Star or not, because if you literally walk up and say you're that, I don't know that anyone would do it. I kind of don't want to go there, but I have my own military ID. So I am trying to educate out there. For Gold Star families, there is a military ID. So there's a lot with technology nowadays, right? And so the government and military keeps a hold on us forever. It's not like we get to leave. So you do your background check, and they got a QR code on you. It's pretty in depth, literally. And I'm talking about Army right now. So Marines, as far as way down the road, I don't know. I know in the beginning, like I told Steiner, that, hey, I have met a lot of families, and I will give the Marines this. My son also thought it was badass, but then I just cussed. Sorry. But the recruiter caught him on the way out, and the way he scored and everything they were giving him. And they were like, yes, infantry, yes, this. And it was but he was like, no, I can only do Marines. And then he was sitting back thinking about a little more of an educated decision. And he made that educated decision that was best for him instead of being a, fighter. So, and I'm not saying that, dang, I'm going to get all kinds of crap for this. So everybody go to Scotty Hasting about this one.
Yeah, hold on. Yeah. Hold on. Too, and I was Army. Hold on a second.
Right?
And the funny thing is, this is the funny thing is Scotty's like, oh, I got shot 10 times. Well, actually 12, but 2 of them didn't penetrate my body. So I only count 10. I'm like, take 12, dude.
I don't want to. 10's enough. I don't have to see him,
You still beat 50 Cent at the end of the day.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so funny because it's just listening to the two of you. It reminds me of exactly what we call them two-step. So two-step, my son would do, the camaraderie and the kind of digging at each other.
Yep.
It's a really cool thing to just witness and be a part of too. So I know that'll help families, whether you're a veteran family or just civilians, like people that are patriots and you want to come out. Here's your music venue. Here's a concert again, August 3rd, Lebanon, Tennessee. It's not far from the airport, actually. As Mike Corrado was telling you, he's like, please tell everybody like where that's at, Scotty. He was like, please direct them.
Yeah, it's like 15 minutes east of the airport, and honestly, it's like 25 minutes east of Nashville. So you're right there, man. But you're just far enough away to stay away from the crazies in Nashville. So
thank you.
Except for all the crazies I'm putting on stage.
Yeah, except for all the crazies that is going on stage, absolutely. Except for the last guy, he's not crazy.
The last two, I'm going with the last two are crazy.
Who are the last two?
Way more crazy than I am. I don't know.
Shannon
is one of the craziest that's on the lineup.
Yeah.
If we're gonna be honest.
Yeah. So Book will be the warm up for Scotty. Before Book, you'll have anyone else, and then we're gonna do our riders rounds, and you'll have. I'm gonna pull the flyer up so I don't forget anybody. You got Mike Corrado, you've got Mike Ponder, you've got Malachias, Rachel Harvey Hill, Sal Gonzalez, Chris Turner, Derek Stoner, and Barbara Sim. I just got a text today from one of the singers, and she may actually be ended up backing out. So we will figure that out if it happens.
Which one?
Barbara was talking about possibly not being able to make it down. So
yeah, remember I told you I've got two females. I mean, literally, like between SWAT and I, like the females or a male, like if you want them that have served or whatever you want, like that's easy. If you want to talk about Texas and Tennessee and pulling artists, that's an easy thing to do.
Yep.
So actually, I would have said grab him. I would have said go right here, Mr. John SWAT, and get him up there. We got a lot going on with Red Dirt Radios. We want to say thank you to them out here in Texas, taking care of everything. You know, the radio stations that do put our stuff out. Heroes Media Group again. Herostock has their own website, which is herostock.com. Again, herostock.com. It is
.org.
Herostock. Okay. All right, here we go. It is, as Mr. Jason Steiner is reminding me, he is a nonprofit now. It is not just a concert. I'm so used to concerts being a concert. So it is herostock.org. Again, it is herostock, all one word, .org. It is August 3rd from 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Come on out. It's in Lebanon. That's in Tennessee. It's just around the corner from the airport. We'll see you there. You can get in free if you've served or a first responder, firefighter. Otherwise, every kind of music, every genre, food, music, people, organizations, resources. Listen, you can't beat it. $10? Come on. Herostock.org. Go check that out and look at that. And I've got a flyer here too while you want to rattle off those names. Mr. Jason Steiner from herostock.org. While we are visual right now, I want to remind everyone that it is a podcast as well. And that is why I'm repeating myself quite a bit. So thank you for making me laugh. And I want to just make sure I get it all out there. And again, it's $10. A lot of people nowadays don't understand at the door. Okay, good. This is the correct one because Stephen is out and we have, and I said I was going to let you do it, but oh my goodness, y'all. See, it's so hard for me. I don't lie. Like I just see a name and I'm like, I know someone's music in there. I'm like, that one, I am like, someone that's on right now, a Texas executive with music with a label, is watching because of somebody. So I was like, yeah. I mean, I was like, listen, I cannot believe he's not even signed. Like this is crazy to me. And like SWAT's got a lot going on here. So as far as the music scene goes, he's been in Nashville, kind of done a lot already. SWAT, do you have your sound there? If you want to play, because that guitar is like staring at me. And Scotty shot his voice like in the recording studio all day. So if you've got good sound, have at it.
I'll do my best.
I can hear you.
Can y'all hear me?
We can hear you. Just say it.
All
Do
right,
it
well,
loud. Do it like y'all do in the military.
Let's do a loud cadence for you guys. Eyes light up as we roll down Main Street. Night so young, sun still hanging. Oh my God, I wish they paid us for this. She's tracing the words on my leg, and I don't know what they say, but they're driving me crazy. I crack a little smile, she just laughs. Time moves slow, but the signs fly past. Oh man, the American heartland, right here in my hands. Yeah, she lights me up like the 4th of July. Love the way she bats those red, white, and blue eyes. Whoa, 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 whoa. A cross on her neck, silver and faded, twice passed down, 3rd generation. She's all kinds of wild with a touch of class. Only a good mama could teach her that. And oh man, the American heartland, right here in my hands. Yeah, she lights me up like the 4th of July. Love the way she bats those red, white, and blue eyes. She's shining with every star. Oh, that must be my favorite part. 'Cause oh man, the American heartland, right here in my hands. Oh man, the American heartland, right here in my hands. Yeah, she lights me up like the 4th of July. Love the way she bats those red, white, and blue eyes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Those red, white, and blue eyes. Whoa, 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 whoa. Those red, white, and blue eyes.
Whoa. Hey, it came through great, man. SWAT, it actually, the sound when you play like that, like, is way better than when you're talking. And I mean that in a good way. I'm so honest. I mean the internet. Your internet is freezing up a little bit. So, but when you're playing, it was just like smooth and rolled out. And the red, white, and blue eyes, that's what that was right there. And I know it because as a co-host on Patriots Inside the Wire, you end up getting to know. And again, so Ponder was in on our Sunday singer-songwriter sessions we do online, and we don't always put those out like live. We will all just kind of get in here and like connect because like Hasting now, bless you, bless you, bless you, and bless you again.
Oh,
like,
Jesus, sorry, I had to mute that one.
That was four.
You took us for a ride on that. We were bouncing there.
Yeah, I have a headache. Oh.
It doesn't help that I sneeze a lot, so it's like the earthquake.
Yeah, that's what my neck was like. Whoa. Beautiful, beautiful. They said beautiful to your song there, John. It's I never call you John. It's SWAT. So Twyla out in DC is all about this, and the pictures I was showing were so that we show, you know, the different people who have been on here, which are, ponder, add him in here. Mike Corrado, Sal Gonzalez, Chris Turner, Doc, which is Malachi. We got Scotty Hasting in the house right now. Mr. John Swat, he won't be at Herostock, but he will be at Patriot Fest, and that's what we'll get with you about as far as what we're doing in Texas. And yes, I would come to Tennessee too, because that's where I'm from. So how could I not, right? But I do believe that there's an easier way to do things, and that means coming together. So I would love to like chat about this a little more and maybe like organize it where it's like, this is like the fill you up amphitheater, huge. Like the Cowboys try to fill that stadium, Steiner. Like that's my thing right now. It's like I got to try to fill the Cowboys stadium. Hasting. He's like, here. And I'm like,
all right.
Hold on. Hold on a minute. Because when I ask, I just ask. I'm like, hey, I want to do this and I want to do this, and this is what we want. Well, what about Texas Live? What about, where they play? Do you want that? And I was thinking about it for a minute. Now, remember, I'm from Nashville, right? So I'm not all into watching the Dallas Cowboys. It doesn't mean I don't like them. It just means I don't pay attention to them. And I thought about it a minute. And we got off the phone. I went, wait a minute. He wants me to fill up where the Cowboys are. And I was like, wow. So this is a veteran that, has represented a lot of really big names. Some are in Nashville, some are not. Some, if you think about it, are big ones from Texas. And he just wants to give back. He kind of left his roots a little bit. He's a veteran and thought, you know what? I want to do something with veterans now. And I was like, listen, I'm sitting there in on this private meeting. It's not private anymore. But I'm there for the awards, and you always go early. That's a tip, everyone, if you're in the industry, but don't go if you're not, because they will kick you out. I'm sitting there in this, and I could not keep my mouth closed. It was like the idea. I was like, man, I would not tune in. I'm sorry. So I just spoke up. You remember this story, SWAT? It was like sit on a hay bale with a couple and like have different singers come in and sing. And I was like, I'm sitting there and I'm like, look, that won't work. You've got to have a story. You've got to have a heartstring behind that. And there he goes again. Bless you. But the heartstrings of the story about what it is, then I'll tune in. And then it's great music. And then you don't limit yourself down to, why am I watching a couple celebrate their whatever? So, hey, great idea to them out there. I'm not knocking anything, but what I'm saying is I spoke up and said, have you ever heard of what this is? And you know what I said, Gold Star families, you know what they are. One individual did not, and they were with Netflix. And I was like, well, let me tell you what they are. And then the veteran that walked back over, he's amazing. And he's doing some things here. The permanent structure for the Global War on Terrorism Wall. It's a permanent structure in Arlington, Texas, and DC. So shout out to him and his work, but he really wants to throw a pretty big concert. So SWAT's aware of what's going on, and I'm all for it. But I see this as a collaborating event, Steiner, after working with you already and just trying to get this. It's like someone's trying to feed us, like, here, like you've got everything you can imagine. Just show up, get the people. And I'm like, okay. Sounds great to me. So you'd like him. He's an amazing guy, and I know he's watching right now. So I was glad to hear from him. And they are very heavy in the veteran world. Like, hey, we want to give back in that area. So I don't know if y'all know CW Wooten. Are you familiar with him? Yep. Yeah, good dude. Good dude. Look him up, Scotty. CW just moved to Texas because of what's happening. So amazing. So I was sitting with him, and everybody thinks he's Chris Stapleton. That's what's funny. And they come to me at the airport, and this will be funny, right? Because people don't get this. In Texas, huge truck. Like the truck, I'm not kidding. Like the lift on it was unbelievable. So I'm like trying to jump up in this truck, and I'm just like, hey, dude, what's up? Hi. Like, I don't really do if you're someone, I don't go like, oh my God, that's so-and-so. But it was funny to see that some people were like, "That's Chris Stapleton." I'm like, "No, it's not. That's actually not Chris Stapleton." But good one. But he turned around and he's like, have you heard any of my music or anything? And I was like, you want me to be honest? Because I don't lie. And I was like, I actually haven't. But then I went and checked it out, and I was around him. He has served. And so I was like, man, between him and Scotty Hasting, what about Brooks Herring? Do you know him?
I know Brooks. Yeah, Brooks is a friend.
I love him. Amazing. Like, I'm talking the vocals, the family, his vibe, everything about him. I was telling Steiner, I was like, if you got someone that dropped and Brooks is actually in town because he tours a lot, he's an amazing person. He can sing really, really well and would fit right in there. So you've got him. You've got Craig Wayne Boyd too, if you want to call on him. But if you want to stick to veterans, he's got a gold star. He fits in both categories because of something that happened in his family. So filling a spot is not hard, but if you don't want to fill that spot and like give some time in between to each musician, you can do that too. You don't have to fill it all the way up.
I just figured we'd like get Jamie Johnson or Craig Morgan to come in for a writer's round or something. And
I don't know how to respond to that one. I think
Listen,
that's
I'm not making any
inside.
phone calls. All right.
yeah, right. No doubt. No doubt. I'm the headliner, but you guys are going to be in the writers round.
No, I'm not doing it. Hold on. I'm actually opening for Craig later this year.
That's awesome.
So yeah.
Are you?
In Illinois. Yep.
Wow. Okay. So his family. So what I got. So Patriot Fest. So Memories of Honor is amazing. Doing a lot there, especially in Tennessee and Texas. And, you know, music's always in my lane. And it's like, hey, like I'll be at an event, Steiner, and that actually happened to me. I sent you a message. I am okay with this for you to do that to me, Steiner. It's like, hey, we got a mom or a dad or somebody coming and they are not okay. Tracy, go. I'm like, right. Okay, I'll go. But I'll be set up literally at a table, and then beside me is Memories of Honor. You can't miss this. I mean, there will be all kinds of stuff there. If you're not okay, just go to the table and like hang with us. I mean, I certainly don't need to have any conversations. You can just chill and listen to music. But I promise you, the veterans that are there, the people that are attending, this is not just a veterans event. I'm going to tell you right now, you're going to be with the public, and a public that's not going to give you that anxiety that you're probably thinking about. And if it does, then that's what I'm saying. Come over and like find us, and not just me. There's going to be other people, right, Steiner? So I'm sure other than being Gold Star, I mean, if there's PTSD, like for different reasons for different people, I have mine. That's pretty common around. I think it's pretty common, honestly, all of you in society right now, that there's a lot of anxiety, and it's okay to admit it. So just go up to one of the individuals there. If you don't see Steiner, because he's going to be running around, I know what it's like. There'll be plenty of people set up there. You'll fit right in. Sal will be walking around telling his jokes. After he's done on stage, he wants to give away socks. So you say the name 2 steps. Mr. Gonzalez wants to walk up and hand you a pair of socks because he can't buy a sock. So with him serving and what's happened to him, he makes the joke, not me. Like that was recorded. That, you know, unfortunately he did lose his leg. And he's very familiar with Texas. And we got to talking, and he was like, wait a minute. And I didn't know this side of him. He's amazing. So laid back, Steiner. He came up with this thing on his own. I was like, wait a minute. Did you just say 2-step and socks in the same sentence? And he didn't know anything about me. And I was like, are you stalking me? Because every time he said something, it was like, he was right on the money. And I was like, I think we're going to get along pretty good. So I like his vibe. We do have Stoner's song in here. He did send it because of being added late. And Stephen not able to make it. So prayers up there. I kind of feel like, because this is the last Herostock show we're going to do, we will have one that will air again next Wednesday. It's coming out to you, and then there'll be clips coming. We just want to make sure that you all get this information. And then what we'll do after the live view right now, we'll repurpose some of this again so that you get your information if you didn't catch it the first time. And literally, that's what always happens, all of you. I'm telling you, tomorrow they start like my phone or whatever's going on. So that's usually how it goes. Hasting, like, God bless you, man. Like,
Thank you.
grateful is a great word. I love it. I am grateful. I want to get me one of those hats. And then I'm just glad to just see you smile.
I'll have my merch and stuff out there, so if anyone wants to pick anything up.
All right. Are you giving it away like y'all are giving away a concert?
No.
Okay.
No.
No.
It will be for sale.
Yeah.
Okay. Hey, I am. I told you, like, hey, let's put it out there what it is. So your merchandise will be there.
I have back here
What is it, hon?
that green shirt, your old green shirt that you signed.
Wow, man. Yeah.
Oh, he signed that shirt?
I have a signed Scotty T-shirt.
That's an OG shirt too. That was the merch that I made.
You're right.
Oh, wow.
That's crazy.
I'm gonna frame that, and it's gonna be, probably 5 years down the line, we're gonna fund a whole Herostock when we auction it off.
Oh God, Jesus Christ.
Hasting,
Wow.
I'm glad it's on you and not me. So I will stay on the hosting side and then setting up the gigs. I don't know if I'll sing again. It depends on my voice, but playing, backup, hosting, all of that, I will always be in the lane of music. I mean, I'm grateful, right? That's why I keep looking at your hat and going, I want to wear that hat. Now, I do represent like American Hat Company as an ambassador. We don't have sponsors for the show, y'all. We don't get paid. But like representing, there was a band that I was representing, and right now I'm not. So I'm not wearing that hat on the show right now. But every time I go out, and then again, Scotty, I'll task you with this. We would like to see different intros going into a show that's representing not only Gold Star families, but our veterans. We're pretty heavy as far as the topics that we get aren't really civilian. They're really oriented for everything we're talking about in the Patriots and those that are served or have served. And I told Steiner, I'm like, listen, like I'm looking for like that cadence, like shove it in your face, like when I'm rolling out, like share, you know what I mean? And then rolling in, just a different genre. Like we got you all in one spot there, literally. And then with my 15-year-old, like picking up his guitar, you'll hear it here at the end. He has his voice in there, and I'm like, yeah, that's a cadence, is what that is, and that's Army, and that's what he's just. So to him, that would be like the coolest thing ever. And then I gave Steiner the task of doing a competition right there at Herostock and seeing who can sound off the best. And I was like, I would love to see that one. Y'all are always throwing at me, Marines, Army, Marines, nope, Navy, nope. And I'm like, you know what? And the crayon thing too, like Sal last night is sitting around a bunch of books, and Steiner's like, nope, you got to have markers. And I know about the crayons. I actually do know about them. But you threw me in a whole nother world. Like, no, dude, like you got to have markers. And like nothing in those books at all because Marines cannot read. And I'm like,
coloring books, man.
Yep. Y'all have a whole collection.
They can color. It might not be inside the lines, but they can color.
But only with markers.
They're talking about eating them.
Yeah, absolutely.
They're
Because they're
like
snacking on the crowns.
Right.
And I actually do know about it. It's I'm not completely removed. Oh boy, she is got a bunch of posts and VFWs coming in. Thank you, Twyla, for that. We appreciate it. All these different ones coming in. We appreciate our VFWs and our posts. Thank you for that, Twyla. We've got several of them in here. Yeah, check it out. It's herostock.org. Again, herostock.org. It's August 3rd from 3 p.m. to 10. 10 p.m. My country's coming out, y'all. Like, the later it gets, the more it comes out. 3 p.m. to 10 p.m., August 3rd, Lebanon, Tennessee. And that is not far from the airport. You will miss all that downtown mess of traffic. And you'll never see like a lineup like this. So not for $10. I think your merchandise, Scotty, is going to be more than the dang concert.
I will. So there is something that I've started doing where I will wear a hat that's one of these hats, and it'll be branded with my logo on it. And after every show, I take it off and I flip it out into the crowd. So
that's
whoever
awesome.
will get it can come up and I'll sign it or whatever. If they want me to sign it, if not, just take the hat for free. So
because
I'll
believe
put
it or
my
not,
15-year-old up by you. I'll be at the table working.
I said he actually has hair under that hat. So believe it or not,
I got hair.
Yeah, he does. Yeah. Ironically, he's been on the show before. He was with Black River, so I was dealing with him as a regular veteran that's singing, and then boom, like Black River got a hold of him. And ironically, like even during the Christmas show, like we all did that and we had a great time. And I'm just like happy for you. Like I couldn't be more happy to witness what's going on with you and hear your story and share it out there with everybody to know that, hey, you can get through things, put your mind to it and find something, reaching out.
Absolutely.
Not that difficult.
For me to shave my beard, it's going to cost you about $25,000.
All right. So
that's the number I put on it. If somebody wants me to shave my beard, they can shave it for $25,000.
There's a signer shaves his
I'm
beard,
not shaving
and
my
Scotty
beard or
shaves
my
his
head.
head.
No, absolutely not a chance.
For $50,000, Scotty will shave his head.
No.
That's not from Tracy. So production though, that was a good one. I got to give it to you on that one. I was gonna go with like I'll put Cash, my 15-year-old. You can meet him, Scotty, and just like flip him a hat. I seriously doubt he'll go like up to the stage. He's kind of laid back, like it'll be his first event too, like where it's like I'm putting him around all of this. So he'll be cool once he gets there and we get a groove of what's going on. But yeah, I mean, I'm speaking to everyone out there as a normal mother that has, hey, Gold Star Mom, and there you are. Hey, lady. You can hear us singing, and I won't tell you where actually. Love you. So Gold Star Moms, Gold Star Fathers, Gold Star families, our veterans and their families. Those are still serving active duty. I want to remember those too. They're still serving our country right now. Our patriots, our first responders. We want you to all come out. You get in free. That was Steiner's deal. After that, it is $10 for, and I say 10 on the stage. So it's like $1 per artist. Like, you won't get that anywhere else. Not in Nashville. Trust me. I mean, you can go there and hear music, but you will not hear this kind of music, the genres, and you won't have this type of an event. So August 3rd, Herostock.org. I want to hear the cadence part. I would love to see you do let's do this for real. I have to hear this nonstop. Marines, Army do it to each other nonstop. So it's like, I would love that. Like, y'all are going to be there. How many times do you think you're all going to be right there on one stage? Army versus the Marines there.
Hopefully it continues on for years and years and years, and we have this happen all the time.
Well, I hope that too. What I mean is 11 of them. That's a big, tall order. So you may not have 11. You may have like Hasting and 3 others, or whatever you want to do. You can do it, Steiner. But me personally, I can't imagine managing 10 different bands, let alone, everything that goes along with that. So I got to give you props right there. I would go with a headliner and then like 3, although I would do what you did. It's like we got so many friends that are great and they sing, and it's like, how do you say no, right? It's like,
I've got a good team. Like my team's really good. So
you do. I have talked to your team too. So shout out to them.
So
Yeah, shout out to your team at Herostock.org. Shout out to Black River Entertainment with Karen and the crew there. They've done an amazing job. That's what I mean. I got your whole file. I've got everything. I'm going to let Cash hear your stuff before we come. And the other ones. There's a few others. I did it again. I love everyone singing there. I just don't know them all. That's the point. The point is, I'm going to get to know their music too, just like everyone out there listening. It's good music. We did add, and I said the show, and then Steiner coming at me with the changes. Stephen will not be there. He is heavily saying, come to the show. Stephen has a following there. Sal has a following there in Tennessee. Hasting has a following in Tennessee. So there's multiple people playing. He's like a little bit. Well, there you go, Hasting. Just invite your aunt and uncle to Herostock.
Yeah, wouldn't that be crazy?
Right? They can blend in. Tell them to just wear normal, like, you know what I mean?
Honestly, all he'd have to do is just wear normal clothes and not a hat, and no one would know.
Right. They would not. Trust me. I'm with you on that one. They could actually sneak right in and just be sitting in the back. Nobody would know.
Yeah, Trisha would be harder to hide, though. Honestly.
Yeah, I like her. Like her, I like a lot of things that we have in common.
Everyone knows what she looks like.
She's amazing.
Garth can hide it because he wears like specific stuff every time on stage.
Right.
Whereas Trisha's the same everywhere.
Right.
It's kind of like for other reasons, like I like my hats. There's just certain things about me that, even the production was like, can you not wear your gold necklaces or your hat all the time? I'm like, no, I'm wearing my hat and I'm actually going to wear this. It's covering a scar where I was cut across here. So it's like, if I want to wear it, I'm going to wear it. Right. So everybody served. I do say this for any musicians, for all of you out there, when you ask a musician to play, they've already served for free your freedom. So I kind of prefer you not ask them to play for free. And that's where we get the word freedom, is by those that serve or have served. It looks like they want a recap here on the lineup and what we can expect and how to contribute on Herostock.
Yep, for sure. So we have Derek Stoner, Chris Turner, Barbara Sims, Sal Gonzalez, Mike Corrado, Rachel Harvey Hill, Malachias, and Mike Ponder. So that will be our Writers Round groups. Actually, Guitars for Vets Nashville chapter is going to be coming out. Scotty set me up with them. It sounds like they're going to be bringing out 6 to 7 guys that are going to be playing and singing. So that's pretty cool. They're going to kick us off going into it. Then you have Anyone Else coming out of Nebraska, my daughter's band, and they're a rock band. Shannon Book is a rocker. He'll be the warm-up band for Scotty Hasting, the headliner.
Did you say Doc? Because if you don't, I'm going to get in trouble on this show.
Yes, Doc. We have Malachias.
Right. So Malachias.
Sorry,
it's
Doc.
funny how y'all say his name too, by the way.
Right.
Well, a few of you who say his name like that, it's funny because when you're country, you don't do the whole Malachias. It's like Malachi.
Right.
Or,
is it not Malachias? Yeah. I've been calling him Malachias ever since.
Technically, you could do that. It's kind of like my name. Do you say Laporte in French or do you say Malachi? Like I'm country, so.
Well, I definitely ain't saying your name in French. I promise you that.
It means the door. That's all it means in French. Like the door. Like, here's the door, Tracy. They're loving this show. But what we are going to do, because it is rolling into quite a bit of time. Steiner, do you have something you want to recap on or speak upon in regards to anything? Or you, Scotty, would you want to do a shout out to out there about Herostock and anywhere else you're going to be at?
Oh man, Jesus. Yeah, definitely come to Herostock. It'll be a freaking blast. We'll have a good time.
Right.
All of the Herostocks, because there's a bunch of them, because Jason can't help himself. Yeah, definitely check out ScottyHasting.com and any of my socials. Follow me at Scotty Hasting Music. I have a lot of shows coming up, and next year I have even more. and a lot of new music that we're working on, and a lot of things that's happening. A lot of really giant things that I can't talk about, but yeah, follow me, and maybe I'll be there where you're at some point. So
right. So there you go. Like, I want to know about Texas before you jump in here, and don't tell me. So let me know if Texas is on there. And I'll make
Texas
sure.
is always a thought, you know.
Right.
I wanna pull it off. Like, what's happening up there in Arlington is a great opportunity. So not only is it Herostock, but yet Patriot Fest, what we're doing, and we're mixing in. It's up in your right hand corner there, and it's Gold Star Family Foundation, then Fallen Heroes Foundation, and then you roll right into Patriots Inside the Wire, and y'all would know what that means. And that means when you're inside the wire, that's a good thing. You're in the safe area. So as you come out on August 3rd to Herostock.org, as Mr. Jason Steiner, the president of Herostock, has reminded us, it is a nonprofit that is doing a lot of work in the community. Herostock.org. Mr. Scotty Hasting, you can find him at scottyhasting.com. Again, scottyhasting.com. Although if you go on social media nowadays, I guarantee you can find anything. So Scotty Hasting Music is all
Except for
over.
X.
Well, I've got you on X. So there.
Yeah.
Hey.
Well, I'm on X, guys. Look at me go.
Yeah,
Right.
I did it. I did that. I got you on X. Look, Tracy put Hasting on X.
No doubt.
Right.
Oh, okay. Well, I could see that one becoming a great clip on TikTok. Watch, I'm gonna be one of those videos that there's already one out there, and I'm like, will y'all quit watching that one?
I want to give a shout out to Black River. Black River, they have been amazing to work with. I'm excited to get down to Nashville. Hope to get to see Doug again down there. He's just an amazing guy. Karen, of course, get to see Karen again. So I'm super excited to be working with Black River down there. Veteran led. It's the podcast that John Berry does. He's one of our corporate sponsors this year. Great group out of Lincoln. They're a veteran lawyers. They help with increasing your ratings and that kind of stuff. If you end up getting stuck and you can't get your ratings increased, they work nationwide. So we're trying to help them grow their brand too, to help more veterans get their ratings done, to get them where they need to be. Very thankful, very grateful for all of my singers that are coming in this year. I couldn't ask for a better lineup year two. It's been really touching, and the way everybody has jumped in behind it with all these different veteran singers, and everyone that I asked, I said, hey, do you want to play this? And they're like, most definitely. Like, and they're coming in for cut price or, food or whatever. So it's been really cool to have the backing of these artists to jump in and play all these events that we're doing this year. Throughout the year, we're actually putting 19 different veteran artists on stage. So that's kind of our tout this year, that we're putting 19 different veterans up there. So it's pretty cool. PinFed is actually a sponsor down in Nashville. They're a great group. Andrea McClain. What was it?
McClain?
McClain.
Either one.
McClain.
I think it's McClain. Super awesome lady. I've been dealing with her.
Yeah.
She's super awesome too. So they're going to be set up down there. So PinFed will actually be at the event this year. Okay. I think they're coming out to see Scotty more than me, but get to shake hands and meet them too. So I'm excited for that. We've got some great vendors coming out. A lot of stuff for the kids, families, and then amazing music. So
the music again, like, you can't beat this. Tree of Valor will be set up out there, as well as Memories of Honor, and you're going to be able to see the beautiful stuff that they have at their events, and to witness what they do, and then they get to sit back and just hear the music and not have to run an event. We're used to running around, running events. It's going to be pretty interesting to be there. And then if you need us, you can come to us. Steiner, like, if something's going on and you're like a call, or you never know, trust me, I've done this, and all kinds of things happen. But I'm sure you've got plenty of people, but we'll be all set up there too. Twilight, I see you like big time here, and I love it. I don't think I've seen this word. I'm not that old, but
Cool
I
beans.
think the 80s are coming back, right? Cool beans, like cool beans. I was like, I got you, girl. I got you. I will make sure that Hastings knows where you're at. Hastings, it would be great. I'm not kidding. Like the things that she runs, like the organizations and the VFW, she's like way up there over the between legions and VFWs. And I'm like, wow, I had no clue like how big that went. And she's everywhere, but it sounds like she's going to be there when you're there. So, and
Wonderful.
she keeps adding every post, every legion in here to listen to y'all. And I'm going to let Steiner speak again. And we've got Hastings still, and we're rolling into quite a bit of time here.
Yep, I got one last thing. Robert Rask built a custom guitar for us. I do not have it here with me right now because we just sent it out to California. It was played by Kevin Cogden with Third Eye Blind, Kenny Harris with Panic at the Disco, Jared Beatties, One Republic, Murphy Cargis, Sugar Ray, Jason Kruper, Weezer, Stephen Weasley, Matt Fuller with Puddle of Mud, Nathan December of Goo Goo Dolls, and it was also played by Colin Ray's guitarist, Eric Heldwig. So it's actually getting shipped down to Nashville. Tomorrow morning it goes out, and I will pick it up from Eric on the 1st when I get down there, and we will have it on display, and the artist can play it if they want. During our event, we are raffling that off. It's $20 per ticket. We'll do the drawing September 14th. You don't have to be present to win. If you have not seen the guitar, make sure you go onto Herostock on Facebook or Instagram. We do have pictures on there of the guitar that do not do it justice because it is an amazing, just amazing piece of artwork that Robert Rask has done for us. So, and you can grab your ticket. You can buy them online. I send you the pictures of the stubs filled out. We put them into the bucket, and we'll draw September 14th. It's an estimated value of about $15,000 for this electric guitar.
That is amazing. You caught me at Eric Hedwig, so I stopped like from there. I was like, yep, I know who that is. That's amazing. So you got the guitar there that you're raffling.
Yep.
You got a lot going on. You'll have Bill Cook there. You'll end up, he lives right by the vicinity of where Hastings might be. And the woodwork that he does is just gorgeous. I mean, it's beautiful. So we'll have that on display. He gives a lot away. Trying to tell him like, hey, we still are running all sorts of things out of our pockets. And so is he as a veteran. But people will be able to see that, Steiner. You'll see that. He has some great work. And not only will he's also a photographer, like professionally. So he'll be going around with Patriots Inside the Wire, Gold Star Feeling Foundation, Fallen Heroes National Foundation, and Heroes Media Group. So between your videographer and photographer, I got to talk to Donald Dunn recently. I had a great conversation. Is that who you're going to have on location for your like professional pictures? And are you doing that there?
He's just doing the live stream. So Donald Dunn will be live streaming for Veterans Voice Media, which is his group, and he'll also be doing a live stream for Coming Home Well, which is another group that we've been working with this year. So it'll be a full live stream. If you can't make the event, you can still enjoy it through watching them online. So
yeah, and I might have mine set up on the side for Heroes Media Group, which is it's a lot of veterans too, is what it is, and then throw in a couple civilians or Gold Star families, and then between all of us, I had a great conversation. But Phil is actually a professional photographer. He'll be going around. He would say, hey, if you give me a donation, he'll actually do it for you if you want, Jason. I'm going to be careful here before I say he's going to do it. But he has done many events where the work that he does, and then he goes in and does all the work about loading and the hashtags and like creating all this for you. You don't do anything.
Nice.
And it's like $100. And I'm like, to walk around an event that long and take all the footage and pictures and then load it up for you, that's just smart.
Yep.
It's done very, very nice. So he'll be there. So shout out to him. I mean, our veterans that are showing up, just support and hear it. But again, I have to remind everybody, it's the public that I'm trying to reach. So for the public, August 3rd, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. The only thing we didn't do that I said I was going to do, and I like to keep my word here, I just got to see if y'all can hang in there. I almost fell out of my seat, by the way. I am so honest that that's what was happening when you were talking. And Scotty here, I saw you looking at him like, I had to stand up for a minute because my chair went like that. And I was like, whoa. So sorry about that. I'm just blatantly honest. I'm not trying to keep us here, but Stoner is one of the ones, and it's Derek Stoner, and he's a musician. And he went out of his way to send us a song. And so I hate that I'm not playing it. I like to keep my word, but it's up to y'all. It's about Herostock tonight. It's about ScottyHasting.com and everybody that's playing. He's playing. I just couldn't get him in on the show. So it is your call. Both of you decide. It is his song that he's got in here.
Play it out.
I don't care. I'm here.
Well, Mr. Derek Stoner, y'all know him better than I do, but he's got this song here for us. So here we go. Mr. Derek Stoner. He will be at herostock.org.
Well, I've been known to leave the lights on all day. I may lose track of time and stay out a little bit too late. I've been caught on the kitchen floor in my muddy boots, but you ain't ever gonna catch me wasting beer on you. Just last week I went and blew off the laundry. I fell asleep right in the middle of your cocktail party. There's a whole lot of things that you might see me do, but you ain't ever gonna catch me wasting beer on you. We can run around town doing all the girly things you like. I'll hold your hand, be your man, and a shoulder where you can cry. When my down-home syndrome country shines on through, you know you ain't ever gonna catch me wasting beer on you. I messed up big when I went and forgot your birthday. Now, honey, I'm sorry, but you know I can't always be perfect. So you can holler, yell, and scold me till your face turns blue, but you ain't ever gonna catch me wasting beer on you. We can run around town doing all the girly things you like. I'll hold your hand, be your man, and a shoulder where you can cry. When my down-home syndrome country shines on through, you know you ain't ever gonna catch me wasting beer on you. Here we go. I woke up Sunday morning, it was round about noon. There was a letter on the table with some pictures from our honeymoon. She said, I took the doggy, don't you call me, and I'm taking the rest of the booze. 'Cause you ain't ever gonna catch me wasting beer on you. She said, go to jail or straight to hell, honey, I don't care. You can run around the house all day long in your underwear. I'm never gonna fall for another young fella with an attitude, and you ain't ever gonna catch me wasting beer on you. She said, I ain't ever, never, ever wasting beer on you. Somebody pass me another cold one now.
I like it. Everybody out there loves it. They like it. I'm like, all right, cool. I think what we're going to do right now is remember it's herostock.org, August 3rd, 3 p.m. to 10 p.m. Come on out and see us. It's for everyone. It is not that far. It is, like we said, it's an open, family-friendly event. You'll be able to catch a lot of things going on. Food, Jason, like we barely talked about food, but I know food's there.
Yeah, we'll have food and booze and all kinds of stuff. So
okay, I figured we will have all kinds of stuff. So
you had me at food.
we will have
I've seen it
merchandise. You'll have your merchandise. Scotty, you can the good thing is, Scotty, is I don't think you'll be hounded there too much. Again, here's your flyer for herostock.org. I want to make sure that we do put out there the other artists that are out there. Mr. Mike Ponder's been on pretty much, except for 3 of the people on that page, I have actually worked with. So, again, what I'm going to do is roll us out. But Mr. Scotty Hasting, check out what he's doing and what's coming up. He's got a lot going on, so we appreciate you taking the time, Scotty.
My pleasure.
Come on, talk to families, and obviously headline there with Herostock. Jason, like, I got you. I understand all of it. It's a lot, and I appreciate what you're doing as well. I do appreciate Bree. I appreciate, like, the girl does hockey. Number one, like, don't mess with her. That's what I'm saying. And her dad's a Marine, so that's what I say about all that. She stayed on last night. She's great, by the way. And your DC lady says slamming. So herostock.org. You got some words, hun. I'm going to play us out real quick right here. And what you're going to find is exactly what I was talking about. Pay attention here to that voice.
Thank you for watching another episode of Patriots Inside the Wire, hosted by Gold Star Mom, Tracy Two-Step. Help us broaden our reach. Like, subscribe, and share.
So I'm my brother Two-Step.
There you have it. You heard what I'm talking about. We got to get that. Like, that's what he wants to hear. So I'm like, dang, I don't know, like, who's doing any of that, but he wants to hear, like, what is that all about, and like why, there's the song, like, in the Army. I can't speak for Marines, but I can tell you the songs that my son would sing, and he was not shy about saying a lot of the things that I won't say on air, but so now he's like curious. So yeah, that's why I said let's get a different intro going in here and get some different representation, different genres. But it's been a pleasure to have you all on here again. I have Bree's song loaded. I mean, it gets played for the Star Spangled Banner. Not too many people want to put themselves up there to do that song and another song. They're always like, I don't know who's doing it, Steiner.
Scotty's going to open it for Lebanon with the anthem. I looked at him. He's like, no.
Hold on. Listen, I almost gave my life for this country. I wore the flag on my chest, I wore the flag on my shoulder. I buried my buddies with the flag on it. That this country means the world to me. But that song scares the piss out of me, man. And
I'm telling you, every
we are working on a rendition of it so that I can have my version.
Oh, cool.
But yeah, that's in the works.
Well, listen, I've had singers on here, and every single one of them, or in my past, they don't want to go near that song. But I can tell you that there's a girl that has chops. I'm only going to play it really quick so we can put it back out and repurpose that for her, because she stayed up and she's just, listen, y'all, she's the next generation. I feel she needs to be there, and anyone else is bringing their whole band. And my advice to her was just say my dad's a Marine, and that's all you got to say. And I play hockey, and if this girl can stand up and do this.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watch were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets regular, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave?
Wow, here she goes again. It's going to start translating. Let me stop that for you. I did that because it was a special request and we had a great conversation, Steiner, as you got off. But we're at the end of the show here. So what I'm going to do is wrap this up and say again, thank you for coming on PatriotsInsideTheWire.com. Again, it's PatriotsInsideTheWire.com. You can also go to HeroesMediaGroup.com and the show will be playing there live. And it will be out on all the podcast links that you're used to, as well as the music that is being played by the veterans there at this event. Please add the playlist. You got to add the music to your playlist in order for it to count. So that's what I'm asking. Remember, we've got a guitar that's being raffled off. It's an unbelievable list that I can't go back through, but we'll get that back out. Herostock.org has everything you need right there. Go to their website, check it out. I'm going to roll out tonight and say thank you so much for coming on. I'll be home soon, and I am grateful, just like Hastings Hat said, and I am proud and honored that you came on and did all of this. So I appreciate you and what you do, and Scotty, you deserve it all. So have fun and give them hell at Herostock. I got Bree in my corner.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So you know what? We're gonna wrap it up. Stay right there and let's say good night. Good night, everybody. Thank you for joining Patriots Inside the Wire.